Contraband Retro Games, how you doing? I actually stopped by your shop. I stopped by your shop, Contraband Retro Games. Very cool. I liked all the little stuff and the little gewgaws you had in there. It was really a cool shop. Zesso, how you doing? ZFP, hello, hello. So yeah, I just picked up Death Stranding, so we'll have to play that at some point. Shadow and Blaze, how you doing? Welcome everybody to the Long Dark. We are going to get back into our HRV start. We're on day 64, so we're well above the 50 days that I put in there. We're in the Carter Hydro Dam in the Winding River right now. It's a little cool out here, but that's okay. Am I going somewhere? Am I going somewhere? I don't know if I'm going somewhere. Oh, we got a few things out here. That's nice. Okay. Time of day is it? Oh, it's still nighttime. Let's see. So food-wise, we're getting a little low. Sharpen our knife up a little bit. We got that ass looks like Moose Man. Oh, Serene Living, no problem. Yeah, I was trying. I'll talk to GameSlip about it as well. Serene Living, because see, when I started streaming Serene Living, I ran into a very similar situation. I didn't quite understand how it all worked, but the way that the ability for you to downgrade the stream on Twitch, if you're not partnered, it's a gamble, because some days you are allowed. The program will allow people to downgrade your stream, and other days the program will not allow people to downgrade your stream. So it's always kind of a crapshoot if your viewers are going to be able to downgrade or not. Yeah, it's totally dependent on how busy Twitch is. So for the first while that I streamed, I never used anything above 720. I just streamed in 720 because I figured it's low enough that most people will be able to watch that if I'm locked into it. Otherwise, people can downgrade it to 480 or whatever it is. People can downgrade it if they want to. But a lot of it, Serene Living, isn't even to do with your actual device you're using it on. It has to do with your internet connection. And sometimes your internet connection can be good. Sometimes your internet connection can suck. And if your internet connection sucks, it won't really give you the opportunity to downgrade it. So yeah, that's why I highly encourage anybody who's starting streaming to definitely not stream in 1080. Because I personally think if you stream in 1080, yes, for the few viewers that can actually watch it in 1080, they'll be very appreciative that it's in 1080. But I think it kind of lessens the number of people that ultimately can watch your broadcast. And especially in the beginning, you want to have as many eyes on your channel as possible. The more eyes, the better. So we're in Mystery Lake. I'm gonna go dump off stuff here at the Carter Hydro Dam. I don't believe I've killed the moose here yet. I don't think I've got the moose. I don't think I got the moose in Mystery Lake yet. Yeah, I've just got the 2 mooses killed. So, well, but see, that's the benefit of being a partner on Twitch too, Serene Living, is that as a partner, you never lose the ability to have people to be able to downgrade your stream. But no, my goal right now is to get back into Mystery Lake and hunt the moose. So I want to have another moose hide curing. I want to get back into Mystery Lake, hunt the moose. I got 2 bear hides curing in Mystery Lake right now. And those hides are going to go towards a bearskin bedroll. We came out here to get the bedroll, the extra bedroll that was out here. But yeah, I just had to remember what we were doing, Tyler. I had to remember what we're doing. I got so much other stuff going on. I did get a new cord for my controller from a friend. So Red Dead should be working tonight. Cross our fingers. This is just regular Interloper, yep. No long dark cards on this run. This is just regular old interloper, so. Is there always a moose spawn per map? Yes. There is. There's some maps that do not have marked trees, though, Tyler. Coastal Highway, there is no markings on the trees, but the moose always spawns by the garage area. You can play spoopy cards if you want to. In Desolation Point, the moose always spawns at the bridge in Desolation Point, and you'll never see moose markings there either. In Pleasant Valley, there's 2 spawn points for the moose. He'll either spawn by the Birch Forest, where you'll see markings, or he'll spawn by Pensive Pond, where you'll also see markings. In Timberwolf Mountain, you can get the moose up by the entrance to the zone. You'll see markings there, or he'll be back further away from. If you go out of the Mountaineer's Hut, and you go straight back towards the Forest Cave, he'll be back there, and you'll also see markings. And then in, let's see, in Mystery Lake, yeah, like somebody was saying in here, Trapper's Cabin has no markings in Mystery Lake, but you can sometimes get a moose. The moose will either spawn at the Trapper's Cabin, the Carter Hydro Dam, or by the Unnamed Pond. There's marks by the Carter Hydro Dam and the Unnamed Pond. There are no marks by Trapper's Cabin, which is kind of weird because sometimes you can get the moose to spawn. You'll get moose marks at the Carter Hydro Dam or the Unnamed Pond area, and then you'll kill them there, and the moose will also spawn by the Trapper's Cabin. So you can get 2 moose in this zone. Oh, jeez. Mark Wars just gifted out a tier 1 sub to Warcrow. Warcrow, welcome
Mark
into the Ask Pack officially, my friend.
972
welcome.
Tier 1 sub to Warcrow.
Now in Forlorn Muskeg, the moose can spawn in several places. He can either spawn up on Marsh Ridge, which is his most common spawn, or the moose can also spawn over by the entrance to Forlorn Muskeg, or not Forlorn Muskeg, Bleak Inlet. There will be moose marks at both of those spots, I believe. Or he'll spawn, if you're going into Forlorn Muskeg from Mystery Lake, if you take a right, there's a little pond over there. Not the immediate pond, but the pond beyond the pond. And he can spawn over there. And there will be moose marks there as well. Ooh, there's the sewing kit. Nice. Woo! Garnet coming in with that 18-month resub. Garnet Hive! Thank you, Garnet. Let's get out points for Garnet. Let's get out extra points for Mark Wars' gifted sub.
Garnet,
throw some sub hype up there.
Subscribed for 18 months. 1.5 years. Boom.
1.5 years. Now, in Bleak Inlet, the moose will either spawn by the entrance to Forlorn Muskeg, or down by the that little lone trailer before you get to the cannery, and he can actually be up in both of those spots simultaneously. So you can get 2 moose spawns in Bleak Inlet. In Broken Railroad, the moose will either spawn by the pond, the big lake that's out there, or he'll spawn up by the Hunter's Lodge. Hey, look at that, another hacksaw.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Little Blind Mouse gifting out a tier 1 sub to Luger. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness.
Little Blind Mouse gifted a tier 1 sub to Luger 900.
Yeah, Blades, the system's rigged. It is rigged, man. It is rigged. It screws you every day. Well, Luger, welcome into the Ath Pack. And by the way, boys and girls, by the way, I was sort of waiting until we got a few more people in here, but Stream Elements just started a thing up where for a limited time we can offer discounts on our merchandise to subscribers. It'll actually see what subscriber you're at. Well, that interrupted that. Garnet with 5 gifted subs. Moving out to Shadow and Blaze, Lady Gamer 914, Death Gothic, Mrs. Honeypot, and Sheila. Welcome back into the Ath Pack, and let's give out a whole bunch of points for that. And we're already into Hype Train level 2, 80%. As I was saying, thank you so much, Garnet, for those 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that, my friend. You can always interrupt me with subs. I'll never ever argue with that. As I was saying though, depending on your subscriber tier, you can get 10, 15, or 20% off all of the merchandise through the end of the year. So we got our new Christmas mug up there. We have 3 other mugs. We have several different t-shirt designs. We've got sweatshirts, we got tank tops, which really isn't this time of year. We got mouse pads, phone cases, and all sorts of good stuff. So go check it out. If you're a subscriber, you do get an additional discount off of the list price, depending on your subscriber tier. So go take advantage of that if you wish to. Garnet Bomb Hype. I know, Mark. Where's Garnet Bomb Hype? Gameslip! You sexy son of a beefsteak. Oh, Gameslip, I told Gameslip I would show him. Aw, thanks, Luger. Gameslip Raid Hype! I told Gameslip I would show him the trailer once he got in here, so or the intro. Because, I told him that. Hey, Luckiest Cat, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? I'll show that to you in just a second, Gameslip. My mom says you're cool. Your mom says you're cool? Well, my mom always told me I was cool. She always told me I was special. As she put me on the little tiny short bus, she said, you get to ride this bus because you are a special young man. I went, aw, I'm special. And I did actually ride the short bus to school. It wasn't because I was special. It's just because it's the only bus that came by our area. Well, let's make sure we do give Gameslift a shout out. If you want to go check out Gameslift sometime, please do so. At least go give that gentleman a follow. I just subbed up to him for my 43rd month. I cannot believe, Gameslift, that we have known each other for almost 4 years now. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. And Hawkeye, hello. We searched all these, right? Yeah, we got all that searched. So Gameslift, I'm going to show you my new intro thing. This is the intro that I was able to create using Placeit. I was able to create this using Placeit. So here you go. That's just something I was able to make up. It didn't take me too long. It only took me a couple hours, which for me is really good. But yeah. So that's something you can make up with that Placeit group, which I thought was really freaking cool. It was really freaking cool that I could make that up myself. And they got templates there for all sorts of stuff. And how you doing, Sean Dune? Welcome to the channel. First-time viewer, if you're a first-time chatter, we'll be gentle with you. We'll be gentle, my friend. We'll be gentle right there. And then I have a resub to throw out there. Mark Wars gifted out another tier 1 sub, pushing us into Hype Train level 3 territory.
Mark Wars 1000.
Hype Train level 3. I love this game too, my friend. I love this game too. So I totally get it.
2,130 gift subs in the channel.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy nuts. We'll drop this bedroll here. This is our backup bedroll. We always like to have a backup bedroll in case we run against a nasty wolf that does it. You played it before the Redux and you're playing it again? Yeah, I've played it all the way through, all the Redux and all that good stuff, but yeah. They've done an amazing job with this game. This game is just without equal, in my opinion. So it really truly is, in my opinion, without equal. It's better than pretty much every other survival game I've ever played out there. Alright, let's get our bedroll down. We got this bear hide curing here. We got to go back and pick up some other stuff. But we're going to go take... We've been... Let's see where we've been in Mystery Lake. Let's see where... B-Hugs gifting out a tier 1 sub to Xena. Xenia? Xena. I'm going to say Xena because I love Xena. That was a great show. Welcome to the Azpac. Welcome in.
1981.
Woo! Actually, GamesLift had said you were continuing your sub, so now you're subbed up for a month and another month. so you're subbed up for a month and another month, because I saw Mark Wars gifted you a sub, and then it said you were continuing the sub. So basically, you now have 2 months worth of subs. So we got to give out extra points for that extra sub. Even better than Desert Worm Lost Camel Survival. Yes, it's even. The Long Dark is even better than Desert Worm Lost Camel Survival. Juggalo Mob, how you doing? How are you? Okay, so I wanted to see where we've been in Mystery Lake. That's Hush River Valley. Hush River Valley. Hush River Valley. Hush River Valley. Let's see, where did we hit Mystery Lake at? Mountain Town. Good God, okay, so we came in on day 56. We went to the cave, Trapper's Cabin, Trapper's Homestead, Trapper's Cabin, yep, I know all that. Max's Last Stand, the Deadfall, Camp Office, the cabins. We went around the camp office again, went to Allen's Cave and here. Okay, so we have not been to we've basically been on the south side of Mystery Lake this whole time. So we need to go to the north side on our way out. I do not like traveling over my own path. I like to travel different routes whenever I can, maximizing the loot that I can get. Because on Interloper, there's so little loot to begin with, you need to take other paths to get what you want. So, the Garden with the 200-bit Long Dark hype.
TLD hype.
TLD hype. TLD hype. You were watching a movie? Oh, well, welcome to the live movie. And I think I got my controller figured out. It was a bad cord. The new one I have, you can tell if it's a bad cord because what was happening is this little light here was not lighting up. The little Xbox light on the controller was not lighting up. So the controller's good. The mechanism governing the power was not. Well, thank you all for the level 2 hype train. Get out those emotes if you got one. I got a what is that? What is that one? Hype hands. Okay, hype hands. I got some hype hands. Nice. You need to doctor your dongle. What? What exactly did you just say to me? What exactly did you just say to me, sir? Gosh, now I have like a cough or something. That's weird. All right, so let's leave these flares here. Let's leave a couple extra of these sewing kits here. Let's leave we'll leave the toolkit, but I'll drop that at the bench. I'm basically just divesting myself of stuff that I don't need. The extra pot I don't need. Oh, I have an extra arrowhead in my backpack too. How many arrows do we have right now? We got 5 arrows. Okay, that should be good enough. Should be good enough to get us through for the moment. Leave that here. I like to leave toolkits wherever I can on workbenches because they help you craft arrows faster. Now, this crappy toolkit I got is not going to help a lot. But, oh well. That's just the way life goes sometimes. I can't believe I didn't get another toolkit in here, though. I'm going to go look for a toolkit real quick, because I should have got a quality toolkit in here. Go on a quick run with Mrs. Wars. Well, say hi to Mrs. Wars for me. Gonna be looking for a bit. She says I need to burn some calories. That's always a good thing. Curtini, how you doing tonight? B Hugs, thank you again for that sub, and thank you so much for being here. Garda, thank you for the sub, thank you for the bits. Mark Wars, thank you for the subs. Games Lift, thank you for the big host and raid there. Another nice in all the craziness. I just want to make sure that you guys got in on Games Lift's amazing channel. Go give Games Lift a follow. He's an amazing Long Dark streamer, an amazing guy all around. Dances like crazy. He dances way better than I could ever dance. But yeah. There we go. Usually there's a toolkit over... Gotta go a little ways to get it. Usually there's a toolkit not over here by the workbench. We did search the workbench though, right? Okay. Such a loot goblin, I just search things and don't even pay attention. I am well, Curtini. I'm doing good. We're having a good night. We're only up for 25 minutes right now. We got 70 people in here, so that's always awesome and amazing. We've already had a hype train of level 2 quality. So usually there's a tool. Oh, it's just a regular toolkit. I didn't grab it.
Drop any of this gear.
It is a regular toolkit. I came all the way back for a stinking regular toolkit. That's what I get. Oh well. Sometimes there's a quality kit under there. We did find the hacksaw underneath the stairs, so always make sure you check under the stairs because that's a great hacksaw location. Also make sure you always check the workbench out here. It can sometimes have a heavy hammer on it, which is great to find. It all depends on what loot table you're on though, so some loot tables you'll find it. Other loot tables you will not. Yes, and Gameslift is a super awesome dude. Super awesome dude. So, I don't know if Gameslift is still around, but yes, I addressed the, I talked a little bit, Gameslift, about the whole encoding thing, where I understand why they do it. I think it kind of sucks, though, because if you're a platform looking to get new people to stream on your platform, you would think that you'd want to give those new people all the tools they could possibly utilize to get and retain viewers. And one of those tools is the quality of your videos, the quality of your live stream. And, you know, most people these days are used to a higher quality where things aren't blurry, things aren't, you know, aren't grainy, that sort of stuff. And that can unconsciously turn people off to a stream if they don't get that. And, I mean, I understand why they have to, you know, make sure that the encoding priorities go to partners, but they should also give some deference to, you know, smaller streamers out there to encourage people to go to them as well. Oh my god! Longshot Plays coming in hot with the 260 viewers. Oh man. Oh, Longshot brother, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Welcome to all of Longshot Plays viewers. If you want to go check out an amazing streamer, boys and girls, Longshot Plays I'd say he's a master of Don't Starve. I don't think I'm going out on a limb saying he is a master Don't Starve player, because I think he probably is. But yeah, he's also going to be getting into some Long Dark very soon. Very soon he's going to be getting into the Long Dark as well. We're going to leave the matches here. Let's see what else we have here. Is there anything else I want to take? Cattails I'm good on. Okay, we're good on everything else. We're doing a run. We're bringing stuff back to the Carter Hydro Dam because we're going to head out into Pleasant Valley, as well as Timberwolf Mountain, and on to Ash Canyon. We're on to Ash Canyon as well to get the technical backpack and the crampons. So, but dude, go check out Longshot Plays. A really, really super nice guy, really good friend of the channel, and go give him some love. Go give him some love. Yeah, good at Long Dark too. Exactly. Yes, yes. Now, see, we don't have any moose marks here by the Carter Hydro Dam. So you'd see moose marks on some of these trees. There'd be a big brown area. So we'd know we have no moose here at Carter Hydro. So we're gonna go check over by the unnamed pond. And yes, crampons are great for ocean looting. If you're beach combing smelly fries, the crampons are 2 thumbs up. Didn't even know moose marks were a thing. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see some at the unnamed pond, so I can sort of demonstrate to you or show you them. Because yes, but there's some zones that don't have moose marks. Coastal Highway has no moose marks. The moose always spawns at the garage. Desolation Point has no moose marks, but the moose always spawns on the bridge. So there's a couple zones that don't have them. Mystery Lake doesn't really have moose marks at the 3rd moose spawn, which is over. The 3rd moose spawn in Mystery Lake is at the Trapper's Cabin, and there's no moose marks there. Now the weird. Chicken Wolf. The weird thing about Mystery Lake is you can get multiple moose spawns. I don't want that wolf just hanging out over here, dude. Come here, Mr. Wolf. Come here. Come here. Come here, Mr. Wolf. Come on. Come on back here. You do not want to shoot wolves who are around trees and stumps. They'll take weird pathing. I like to get the wolf in a nice open area. Draw my bow to make him charge. Wait for him to come in. Shoot him in the face. All right, that wolf was taken. See how that weird path he took through the trees there? That's because the wolf is trying to find a good way to you. Now, in an open area like this, he'll generally just charge you. He'll pick a path and just charge you. You shoot a wolf in the face, you're generally going to kill him. But you never, I mean, like, if I had a wolf over here, I would never try to, like, stand my ground right here and try to shoot him. Because I don't know if he's going to go left, right, or if he's going to come through these trees. That's where you can get yourself in a big, big amount of danger, is if you do that. If you're standing in trees, or if you're standing, like, these stumps. Because you got to remember, everything in this game has a hitbox. Even these stumps have a hitbox. The wolf would run up here and then bounce, and then he could bounce again, and then, you know, and then you don't know what direction he's going. Do I not care about the meat? Nah. Not really. Nope, not really. The thing is, you want to leave those wolf corpses where you drop them. Do I have archery 4? Yeah, I think I have archery 4 at this point. Yeah, I got archery 4. If you don't want the wolves to respawn very quickly, don't even touch their corpse. Pick up your arrow, walk away. The way wolf respawns work is the wolf doesn't start respawning until the previous wolf's corpse is completely gone. Any action you take on that corpse will accelerate its decay time. If you touch the corpse, even, it'll accelerate the decay time. Now this is the meat I want right here, baby. Nope, that was way too high. Oh man, I just missed him. Just missed him. It just went right under his feet. Oh, you son of a lich. You son of a bitch. But yeah, if you just leave the wolf corpse completely alone, the wolf will take the longest amount of time to respawn, and that will give you more time without wolves. Drunken Monkey! Feeling sad, only a couple days left till I'm back at work. Oh, good. That's not good. Well, Drunken Monkey, come hang with us for a few days. Then you'll be happy. Then you'll be happy, 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 happy. But, I mean, you know, if you completely harvest the wolf, you basically reset the spawn, and now he'll spawn, you know, in a couple of days. If you leave his corpse, it'll take him a couple days to despawn, and then it'll take him a few more days to respawn. So you can drag it out for a while. You can drag it out for a while there. So, day 11 in Pleasant Valley, 14-hour double blizzard. Doesn't surprise me. Pleasant Valley is known for its long blizzards. Long blizzards. Now, sometimes this is a possible location for a pry bar right by these propane tanks. If you've not found a pry bar, you can come down here, and sometimes it'll be here. It's a probable location, not a possible. It is probable that that'll spawn there. So if you're missing a pry bar, this is always a good place to come because you could possibly find one. After watching Stacy play The Long Dark, it's kind of weird to see someone attack the wolf. I just like I don't call it attacking the wolf. See, I think attacking the wolf. I think attacking the wolf is the wrong way to look at it. We're letting the wolf come to us, and we give him a big hug. Longshot plays with a tier 1 sub for 4 months, baby. Woo! Give out some points there. Thank you so much, Longshot. I appreciate that, my man. And that just made me remember. And I'll just reiterate this because we have a lot more people in chat now. But if you are a subscriber to the channel, that affords you a discount on all merchandise products. All merchandise is discounted for subscribers. So if you've subscribed to the channel, you can get 10% off if you are a tier 1 subscriber, 15% off if you're a tier 2, and 20% off if you are a tier 3 subscriber. So go check out the merch. We got 4 mugs up there now. We put out our brand new Christmas mug just a few days ago. Yeah, I don't know about coffee. I'm not a big coffee person. See, I don't know if I can chill for coffee because I don't know. I'm not a big coffee person. I've never been a coffee drinker. I know lots of people love coffee though, so I'll have to go check that out. Custom coffees. I'll have to go check that out. I don't know how that works, but I'll leave that link up and check it out sometime. Well, Sobe, who knows? I have no Sobe myself at the moment. Sobe right now is gone from the Portland metro area, period. There is no Sobe in the Portland metro area right now. And believe me, I have looked. I have called. I have approached every avenue I can. I've contacted the distributor directly and said, is there anybody in the area you know of that has any Sobe left? I don't care if it's 3 months old. I just want it. Yeah, I did buy it all that I could find. Rusty! How's it going, my friend? I only need some coffee when I'm really exhausted, so I get one every 2 weeks. I just got 2 boxes of mixed tea leaves. So you're satisfied. Well, there you go. I'm not a hot drink person. I know, it is Hell World, Curtini. It is Hell World. It's weird. I know I'm probably addicted to Sobe because when I don't have it, I actually go through withdrawals. I actually go through withdrawals. I don't like the taste of tea. I like the taste of like I know it's probably really low class, but I like the taste of like the Lipton iced tea stuff, but I don't really like the taste of tea per se. It just doesn't, like, I really don't like the taste of coffee. It's kind of bitter for me. I like coffee, like, I got myself a, oh, Contraband. By the way, I did visit your shop. I stopped at the Starbucks. I got myself a caramel frappuccino, because that's all I drink there. Is a couple, I got myself a caramel frappuccino, which was very good. Yeah, I'm not big into the hot drinks most of the time. It's not my bag. It's not my bag, baby. Does it sound immoral that I don't know what Sobe is? No, Bill, not at all. Sobe is a Pepsi product. It is a sort of a energy fruit drink. It's non-carbonated. It's kind of all natural. What do you really call all natural? It's not like a Monster or a Rockstar drink, but it has some aspects of those. But it comes in a big clear bottle. It comes in like a 20-ounce bottle. They have a few different flavors. I drink Sobe Citrus Energy. I don't know if they sell it in the UK either, to be honest. I really don't know. Well, I see no moose. Oh, no, I do see moose marks. Oh, we gotta keep our eye out. Gotta keep our eye out for the moose now. Because the moose can spawn anywhere in here. So you'll see on this tree, see on that tree right there, see the moose marks? We'll give you a little closer look up. See, there's moose marks there. There's moose marks over there. You're sitting in a dentist chair getting the loper fix? What? There's a dead bunny there.
I'm not sure I can carry
We
this
call
one.
that Mr. Skill Up. We call that bunny Mr. Skill Up. Yes, I do sprint around to tire myself out on purpose. Plus, I just hate walking. I just hate walking in the game. So you'll see me sprint all the time. So this is where the moose will spawn. As you can see, he's not up at the moment. But he will spawn in this area. Now, this is also a place that you can possibly get a crowbar as well in Mystery Lake. Well, I hope, Ski, that the dentist goes well, that there's nothing too bad that you have to do. Have you ever seen or tried Joe Water? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. I will have to look that up and see. I've never ever even heard. I've never even seen Joe Water. So, the average time for the moose to spawn? Well, he could spawn at any time. The pry bar would be right here in the doorway if it was here, but it's not. So the moose, once you've killed the moose and his body has been removed from the game, he'll have about a 50-day respawn period. Now, the trick with the moose is the moose does not have a hard 50-day respawn. Day 50 is when he can respawn, not when he'll respawn. So you have to keep that in mind. The moose, unlike the bear, the deer, the wolves, the moose is governed by the same despawn rules as those animals. They'll despawn the moose in the event of a blizzard. The moose will despawn in the event of an aurora, much like the bunny rabbits and the deer. But he doesn't just reappear once those activities or those events are over. What if one moose dies, will the other have a 50-day cooldown? Oh no, I've found multiple moose up in multiple places and multiple times. So yeah, you can have multiple moose up at the same time. I've so far in my experience, I've never found a correlation between a moose being up in another zone and a moose not being up in a different zone. For me, the moose is more of a hunt of convenience. If I find the moose, I'll try to take him. If I don't find the moose, it's usually not worth hanging around for. You're going to expend more time, energy, and is that a wolf over there? Ooh, it is. You'll expend more time and energy waiting for him to spawn than it's worth, in my opinion. See if I can get that wolf to come over here. We're a little out of smell range. Oh, there he goes. See how far away? Look how far away he smells us. Look at that. Look at that. Now, if we drop the meat, he turns away. If we pick the meat up again, he starts skating right towards us again. Come over here, my little friend. Say hello to my little wolfy friend who's going to be dinner tonight. That's the one nice thing about getting the Cooking 5 skill, is that all animals become dinner. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Oh, jeez. Hey, the Winquisition! How you doing, buddy? All right, let's get this guy to go. Boop. Booped him on the nose. All right, let's get a fire started. What is the name of this cabin? It doesn't have a name. I call it the Unnamed Pond Cabin. That's what I call it. I call it the Unnamed Pond Cabin because it's by the unnamed pond. Up to our left is the Broken Lookout Tower. Sort of behind us and to the left is the clear-cut area, and then the unnamed pond is directly over that direction. I think Sobe is one of the... Sobe, they've been talking about doing away with Sobe for years. And I think the time is finally coming. I'll have to find something else to drink, but whatever. Whatever. That'll be what it'll be. I'll get that one done. Eat that real quick. Let's put a little water on. Yes, this is the one that has the outhouse. Yep. That has and the outhouse here can possibly have a pry bar right by that outhouse. We got 17 minutes to get a little bit of meat off this guy. Let's do that right there. Get 2 honks of meat. Num 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 num. Though it's not listed yet as discontinued, they have Disco 23 different flavors. Yeah. Where am I heading to? I'm heading back to the Trapper's Cabin. We're heading back to Trapper's Cabin to pick up a few things. Alright, we can harvest the rest of this meat. We'll just take the big pieces, because that's all we want. Finish your first Nomad Challenge. Nice! Oh, the Nomad Challenge is boring in a way. If you've played a lot of Long Dark, the Nomad Challenge can seem pretty boring. But if you've not played a lot of Long Dark, the Nomad Challenge is great for teaching you different areas of the map. And it's really nice for that. Oh, Inquisition! Thank you for the tier 1 sub going out to Murder Merlot. And by the way, I'm not doing this just because he gifted me a sub. But if you've not gone and checked out the Winquisition before, boys and girls, we hosted him up last night. Give him some love. Give him a follow. Let's give him some more follows and give him some love, boys and girls. Great streamer here on Twitch and a member of the Long Dark community, and we support all of our members of the Long Dark community. So give him some love and give him a follow and check him out sometime when he's live. I drank Sobe in the glass bottle. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I drank it in the glass. I first started buying Sobe when Heroes Season 1 of Heroes was out. That's how long ago I was drinking Sobe. And it was in glass bottles, and I specifically remember that because my favorite cap that they had at the time, I tried to get as many of them as I could, I don't have them anymore, unfortunately, was the Save the Lizard, Save the World. God, Heroes Season 1 was so good. God, that is just like such a great Season 1. What is that? Oh! I found a Polaroid. I'll show you what those do here in just a little bit. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. The orange cream and green tree. Oh yeah, I like the orange cream one. They haven't had that one around for a while. The only ones we've been able to get here are strawberry daiquiri. There's a banana one, of course, Sobe Citrus Energy, and the green tea. I think are the 4 that we've been able to get here in Oregon for a while. Polaroids are hard to find. There are certain specific areas or spots, Smelly Fries, that will have Polaroids. I know. I think if you go on the internet, if you go on Google, you can probably Google the locations for them, because I know somebody out there probably noted down where all of them are. Mark Wars is very knowledgeable on that, so he's a good thing for it as well. Do any bear hunting in this area in this run yet? Oh yeah, we've actually taken down. So we've so far got the 22 wolves, 5 bears, 2 moose, 5 deer, and 21 rabbits. And we've had to struggle with 2 wolves. But yeah, we've taken down 5 bears so far. We've already got our moose hide coat, moose hide satchel, rabbit skin hat and gloves, deer skin pants and boots, bear skin coat, and now we're aiming for another bear skin item, which is the bear skin bedroll, which I don't usually go for a bear skin bedroll too much, but I figured, you know what, it'd be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice to do, you know? You know what I'm saying? Then we have this regular bedroll here. Well, and that's totally cool to do, Smelly Fries. I completely understand that. Wow. These outdoor fires last forever. I'll just grab a torch out of it. There we go. We got a torch. Yay, we got a torch. Let's grab a piece of our dinner. Yeah, oh yeah, if you have a bearskin bedroll with the clothing that I have, right now, I have a 24-degree warmth bonus, and some of it's not in the best of shape. Because I got attacked by a wolf. I need to repair those up. Need to repair that up. Need to repair my boots up. So, it's not in the best of shape. So, if you have a bearskin bedroll, even with only the 24-degree warmth bonus, you can sleep inside of a cave with no fire pretty much anytime you want. There's not a blizzard out there that will get you cold enough to die. The back of the caves are warm enough, combined with that bearskin bedroll, to keep you good through it all. So, it's definitely, if you're looking for a long game, you'll definitely want to go with the bearskin bedroll. Because that will just give you the freedom to sleep anywhere. And by that time, I mean, honestly, by that time, you should have the moose-hide satchel, the well-fed bonus, the crampons, and the technical backpack. So you'll be rocking a 45 kilo carry weight. And so what's 3 kilos? That's not a big deal. I always go for the satchel first. My first moose hide always goes to the satchel. My second one always goes to the moose hide coat. Because the moose hide coat gives you this juicy 25% protection, giving me a 51% protection bonus if I ever get attacked. Which, actually, the last attack I had barely dinged me for anything. It more ruined my clothes than anything else. So... But don't you need a cloth for a bear roll? To make a bearskin bedroll, yes, you do need cloth. For bearskin bedroll, you do need cloth to make it, but not to maintain it. I don't think. I think to maintain it, you just need a bearskin. Maybe you do need cloth. It's been a while. Why do I not use flares? Because I have a bow. I grabbed a torch out of that fire just to get myself a fresh torch, so that I wouldn't have, because you always want to start fires with a torch. Whenever you possibly can, you always want to start fires with a torch. I don't really use flares beyond the beginning of the game. It's because I have a bow. That's the best. That is the best answer. I have a bow. I'm not ever looking to scare the wildlife away at this point. If the wildlife comes at me, I'll come at them. I don't play a very I'm not a very passive survivor, let's just say. Oh my. Yes, I'm not a very passive survivor. I'm pretty much an in-your-face survivor. And I'm like, oh, you want to come at me? Come at me, sucker. I'll come right back at you. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pick these up, because this is going to be our exit route, going back to the Carter Hydro Dam.
I can't feel my hands.
Oh, shush-a-doodles, darling. You're fine. So this is there's a bear cave right there. We have in this zone, so Mystery Lake has 4 possible bear spawns. You have one at the Clear Cut, which we went through, one here at Unnamed Pond. You also have one by the Trapper's Cabin, and you have one out on Mystery Lake itself. In any given Interloper file, the bear will only spawn in 2 of those places. And once you know where he's spawning, he will never spawn anywhere else. In this file, we have the Trapper's Cabin bear, which in my opinion is the best one. And we have the Mystery Lake Moose Bear, or the Mystery Lake Moose. He's a moose bear. The Mystery Lake Bear, which is the second best. Oh, look at that. We got a Fire Striker. Ooh, and an archery book. Ooh, and a whetstone. Yay! We're gonna read a book and get archery 5, boys and girls. Huzzah! A moose bear does sound terrifying. But yes, once you get, ooh, that's stuck right in the tree. Boop-a-doop.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Oh, shush-a-doodles, darling. But yeah, once you figure out which 2 bears you get, you're gonna get them there all the time. Hey, Kaizel, thank you so much for the 4-month Twitch Prime. Appreciate that very much. You are welcome. I've only played a few hours of it. Somebody on YouTube pointed out something to me the other day that I had kind of just forgotten about. It was good info, though, that you can tell the exterior and interior of a cave by the speed you're walking at. If you're walking into a cave, you're going at a certain speed, and then if you hit the inside or interior of the cave, you'll slow down just a smidge. So that's a good indication of where you are in the cave. I thought that was a really good point. I had totally just completely forgotten about that, so... They commented back, they're like, you have 5,000 hours playing this game and you don't know that? It's like, well, no. It's not that I don't know it, it's that I forgot it, to be honest. I don't enjoy your slow interloper movement, especially if you're in a hurry to start a fire. Well, yeah. Slow interloper is I don't enjoy moving slow in this game at all. I always chafe when I'm overweight because I always want to run everywhere. But we're overweight for a reason. It's fine. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Oh, I don't enjoy your slow interior movement. Gotcha. I thought this was the interloper movement. I was like, what? I can't help it. I'm moving slow. Don't be mean to me. But yeah, those 4 spawn points are where you can always find the bears. But there's only going to be 2 of them up. So, like us, we have the Mystery Lake bear, and we also have the Trapper's Cabin bear. I personally hate the clear-cut bear. There's nothing around there other than maybe the Carter Hydro Dam that you can ever take any of the meat to, which just makes it, it's like, he's more of a bear that you kill, take his hide, and just run away. You don't really do a whole lot else, unless you're trying to get your cooking skill up. And I guess you could cook them. Sometimes there's a maple over there, but I don't see the maple. Don't see the maple. Alright. Let's head up the hill. Trapper's Cabin's right over the hill here. There could be a wolf as well. You don't mind interloper movement, can't do anything about it. Oh, and auto walk is a thing, boys and girls. If you've never ever used auto walk, go into the options, go into accessibility. You'll have to turn auto walk on, and then I think it defaults to the Z key. I've remapped all my keys, so it's not Z on my keyboard, but you actually have to physically turn it on the first time. It does not default to on for some reason. I don't know if that's just a programming mistake they made, or they want to make sure that you want to actually have it on, so you don't accidentally hit the Z key and just start auto walking. But auto walk is really nice, especially when you're moving this slow. You can have the auto walk on, and it saves your fingers a little bit. Why don't you have press and hold struggle? I don't do that. I button mash, black man. I button mash. I believe if you ain't struggling, you ain't struggling. If you're just holding the key down, oh, geez Louise. If you're just holding the key down, that's not a struggle. That's no struggle. Well, and press and hold struggle it has a timed struggle response as well, and I like to feel like I'm in control of my struggle. I like to feel like I'm the one in control of the struggle. Even though I'm probably not, it's comforting to me. It comforts my soul. Yeah, you like to feel like you're punching the wolf in the face. You're like, get off of me! Get off of me! Yeah, Glastrid. Astrid does have glass ankles. It's just the way it goes. Will has glass ankles too. Neither Astrid or Will ever went to leg day. I don't think either of them did a leg day. I think it's their biggest flaw. Ooh, is that a piece of birch bark? Ooh, it's a piece. Ooh, a piece of birch bark. Oh, no, let me pick up the birch bark. Oh, see, I use the aim key. For me, the same key that I aim with, it's on my keyboard. I don't use any. The only thing I use for the mouse is to select things and to pick stuff up. That's really the only thing I use it for. Oh, wow. That was really off the mark. If you ever are afraid of your arrow disappearing into the snow, pick the rabbit up, drop him. The arrow will usually spawn a little ways away from him, which is a good thing. Okay, I got 3 of those. Okay, I'm good. That wolf had free lunch, yes. Well, Blackman PL, everything else is good. Yeah, I'm not a big Astrid player myself. I usually play Wills, but I decided to play an Astrid this time just because, why not? Why not? I figured this way we get some rabbit hides, we get a little bit of food, although, honestly, we don't need food. Which makes me a little bit guilty, but you know what? Hey, every one of those hits is a skill up, too. Every one of those hits is a skill up. So, rabbit, if you're looking to skill up your archery, do it on rabbits. They never fight back. If you hit them, you'll kill them. You'll get a skill up. You'll get rabbit meat, a rabbit hide, a rabbit gut. It's a win, 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 win all the way around. Now, once I hit level 5 archery, I'll probably not utilize arrows on rabbits again, unless I'm just desperate for hides. Oh. What's all this? What's all this out here? Oh, it's Mr. Bear. It's Mr. Bear, Mr. Bear, Mr. Bear. Yum, 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 nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. Ah! They want to drop my beef jerky. I drop those. I usually use my mouse for struggle because I don't need to think about moving to press a key. There you go. Well, see, for me, I don't have to think about it either. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, we got the bear hide. We got the guts underneath. The bear hide's 60%. We got nothing in there. Oh, yeah. We have a few things in here, don't we? Now, I can make a few more arrows. I got 10 feathers in there, plus if I scrap this arrow, I'll have 2 more, so I can make 4 arrows. So that's not bad. I'm gonna do that now while we still have light. Not five arrowheads. Get all my feathers out. I have more feathers at the Carter Hydro Dam. We'll need 1 of those as well. Need a couple of those.
Things.
Alright, let's make up a few arrows. I don't have a toolkit here. Oh, I do have a toolkit. So instead of an hour and a half, it's 1.2 hours. Which isn't great, but oh, I need arrow shafts. Let's make up the arrow shafts first. I have to grab the mouse with both hands during a struggle, so I click like a madman. You're like, click, 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 click. Alright, let's get these arrows made up. We can always harvest the rabbits in the dark. Harvesting you could always do in the dark, so I never harvest anything that, you know, if I have other things I need to do during the daytime, I'll do those activities first. How close are we to Archery 5? Oh, we're still a ways away. Oh, we're still a ways away. We're a ways away from Archery 5. That's okay, though. Hey, Berserk, how's it going, buddy? So let's see. So let's drink some water. We'll utilize the rest of our light to read our book as much as we can. Only be a couple hours, but that's okay. We still got 2 hours to read. Let's harvest up our rabbits first. I'm just gonna use the knife because I don't care. I know I should probably let's do it properly. So when you're inside and you have no need for time, you can use your hands because you never have to sharpen them up. Haven't been on stream in a while, been studying for school. Well, school is the most important, my friends. So don't ever feel bad about that. You do your school. We will still be here when you come back. So, oh, I got all these birch and maple too. Wow. That's a lot of birch and maple, boys and girls. A lot of birch and maples. Yeah, always use your hands if you can. If you can harvest a bunny rabbit or something inside where you're in no danger of freezing and you're not worried about the time, definitely always use your hands because you never need to sharpen them. You never need to worry about them going dull. You don't have to worry about wasting whetstones, anything like that. So that's where you can save yourself a little bit of time later on as well, because you don't have to spend the time sharpening up your tool as well. So yeah, you can even use your hands to repair your bedroll if you want to. A lot of people, heck, you know, I did not know you could use your hands to repair your bedroll for quite a while. Even I did not know that. So I think I stumbled across it completely on accident one time because I didn't have a sewing kit on me, and I was like, oh, I want to repair my bedroll, and then I was like, that's weird, it's not asking me for a sewing kit. And then I was like, oh, I guess I don't need a sewing kit. Whoopsie! Oh yeah, that's the thing I love about Long Dark is there's a lot of little, like, minutia things that you don't really learn until you run into them. It's not like there's a guidebook that says this is the way to do everything in the Long Dark, because there is no such guidebook. There is, I think it may lower your chance. Let's check. Actually, that pot was probably a pretty low condition pot. I want my better condition pots. There we go. Let's just check. Say I want to repair this bedroll. So if I go to repair it, it's 38 minutes, 95%. No difference in chance of success going from the sewing kit to the fishing hook. It's just it takes double the time. I got a lot of sewing hooks. Same. Oh, it does lower it, 75 instead of 95. So less chance and a little more time. So you can do it. You can do it if you want to. But it does lower your chance just a little tiny bit. So, all right, Tyler. Good luck with your homework, my friend. Good luck with your homework, buddy. And we will see you later on. We got 34 minutes. Let's grab 3 torches out of there. Whoopsie. A fire like that, you can grab torches out of, because those torches, you can always break them down into sticks. It's a good way to recycle. If you've got a little too much time on a fire and you have the opportunity, you can be like, well, I don't want to waste that fire. I don't really want to do anything with it. I made water, whatever. I don't want to do anything with it, but you can recycle the sticks out of it, and you can pull 4 or 5 torches. Keep your best torch to light more fires with, but all the rest of them you can go, bye, you're now a stick and I can burn you again. So it's a good way to kind of recycle. It's all about recycling, boys and girls. It's all about recycling and caring about the environment. So I guess it's so that in Loper you can guarantee to have a bedroll even with a lack of sewing kit. Possibly. I mean, honestly, by that stage of the game, If you're so far into the game that you have no sewing kits left, you probably should have a bearskin bedroll at that point anyway. And you will always have the way to you will always be able to make you'll always be able to make whatchamacallit, the did I have other fresh, I had another fresh hide on me, didn't I? You'll always be able to make fishing gear. And fishing gear acts just like a sewing kit. Quote of the eco-friendly.
Water.
When you wake up in the morning and you're really thirsty and you got bear meat to eat or any kind of meat to eat, always eat your food first before you drink, because it will dehydrate you and you can save yourself water if you eat first and then drink afterwards. You're gonna lose so little health, it's negligible. We'll probably lose more health just standing out there in the cold. Aren't hooks reusable? Yes. Usually the strategy is to make your hook, is to get your hook down to like 19-20%, use it one more time, and then never use it again until you fish. Because fishing hooks, the nice thing about fishing hooks is that the quality of the fishing hook doesn't matter when you're fishing. So this really crappy hook we have at 10% has just as much a chance of breaking as this 100% hook that we've never used before. So you always, if you're going fishing, drop all your high quality hooks, use the low quality ones. That way if you lose one, so what? Who cares? Who cares? Oh, our bow is getting low. We don't have a backup, do we? Our bow's at 38%. I'm gonna make myself a good bow. We're gonna make a bow while we're here. We're gonna repair our rabbit skin hats while we're here. We get a juicy 36% off of it. We are gonna use a sewing tackle though. Carlin, darling, you haven't missed much. We've only been streaming for an hour. We made our way back from Winding River. We came back from Winding River. We went through the unnamed pond area. We checked on the moose. He does spawn near the unnamed pond. So we may go and check on him real quick and see if we have the moose there. We basically are gathering all of our stuff up in Mystery Lake because I make my base at the Carter Hydro Dam. If you want to call it a base, that's where I base up, is the Carter Hydro Dam. So I'm going to base up at the Carter Hydro Dam. We'll have 2 bear hides there. We'll have a bunch of guts, rabbit hides. I don't really have that many deer hides, so we need to definitely go and do some hunting.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. We got lots of water on us though, so that's what's weighing us down. We got 8 liters of water. So we're gonna base up at the Carter Hydro Dam. But I mainly base up there just because it's such a great place. That's empty, that's empty, okay. So we got 44 kilos on us right now without the water, which is awesome. We have a 25-degree warmth bonus, which is great. We need to repair our deerskin pants and boots, which kind of sucks. But let's repair up our underwear real quick. I'm going to keep using the sewing tackle. Or the fishing tackle. I call it sewing tackle. It's my sewing tackle. It's the tackle that I sew with. And then we need to make up a... we need to make up a brand new bow. I usually like to recraft a bow... About now, when my bow starts falling below 40% is when I like to have that next bow ready to go. I'm going to drop that here, though. That's how you tackle rips and tears, exactly. It is. But yeah, I usually like to make up a secondary bow when I get to about the point I'm at right now. Because the bow... I have had a bow break at below 30%. I've had a bow break below 30%, and that scares the bejesus out of me. So I don't want my bow to be breaking when I'm trying to hunt a moose or trying to hunt a bear or trying to hunt something. I don't want it to break in the middle of my hunt. So yeah, once your bow gets to 30%, it's not a high percentage, it's not a high chance of it breaking, but I personally have physically had a bow break at, I think it was like at 28% or 27%, and all of a sudden I just heard this crack, and my bow was gone. And I was like, well, that sucks. I was like, well, that's kind of crappy. And so ever since then, I've always just been very, very conscious about where my bow is, and I've always tried to, you know, get it good. Get another one made so that I'm carrying around a low condition bow and a high condition bow. Now there is a problem that comes with that, because the game will automatically always, if you auto equip your bow, the game will always equip your highest quality bow. It's weird. It equips your highest quality bow, but it always uses your lowest quality arrow, which is a weird thing. So you have it's kind of a backwards thing, I guess, but it always uses your lowest quality arrow to shoot, but it always auto-equips your highest quality bow. Is it possible that I crafted a knife that wasn't 100%? No. Any crafted tool should always start out at 100%. I don't see a reason it would ever be under 100%. That's very strange. Very strange. I mean, I sort of understand it. I like that it equips my I wish it would equip my lowest condition bow and arrow, because I like that it equips the lowest condition arrow, because that arrow then has a possibility of breaking on contact, which is actually beneficial to you early in the game, because it can still cause the animal to bleed, but the animal doesn't run away with your arrow. You can go collect it, get your arrowhead back, because at the early stages of the game, your arrowheads are your most valuable commodity, because you had to go to the forge and make those damn things. That's why I usually try to come back from the forge with 20 plus arrowheads, because that sucks to have your arrowhead run away in your target, and then you have to either go track it down or go try to find it later after it's died, which is another whole pain in the butt scenario anyway. So I usually like that it equips that low condition arrow in my bow. I think it sucks though that it equips my highest condition bow, because generally, so now that I have these two bows, if I auto equip my bow, we'll go into here and you'll see that my 100% bow is now equipped. You actually have to go in and manually equip your low condition bow, which a lot of times I will just leave my low condition bow equipped during all activities, even picking stuff up. I'll leave it equipped all the time, because I don't want to have to mess with having to choose it every single time. Speaking of bows, I killed a moose with a bow today, which is huge for me because generally I can't hit crap. Nice! Congratulations, CX Miller. That's awesome. Awesome possum. Well, congratulations on getting that kill. Let's see. How much water do I have? 147. Puts me at 47 kilos. I'm going to leave a few sticks here. Actually, let's craft up this birch bark real quick, because I forgot to do that. Got my ribs cracked by a moose before I killed it with the bow. That happens to all of us. That happens to all of us. Usually if a moose breaks my ribs, I go, guess what now, buddy? It's on. It's on, Mr. Moose. It's on like Donkey Kong. Actually, I'll carry those with me. Why not? We'll make those up at some point. So you had moose crapped ribs. We all got our ribs crapped. Now you'll notice I always come out crouched. Always, 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 always crouch coming out of houses. Even if you think it's silly, even if you don't think it's necessary, always crouch coming out of a house. It'll save your butt someday. It will. I promise you. You will never... You can always stand up. You can never re-crouch, though. Once you come out of that house uncrouched, you're uncrouched. And that split second, especially at the garage in Coastal Highway, you always want to come out crouched. The reason is that when you're crouched, your aggro radius is like this. When you're uncrouched, your aggro radius is like this. And those animals, especially the wolves... Oh, great, we got a storm coming up. Screw this. Especially the wolves will sense you. If you come out of a house uncrouched, especially, say, at Coastal Highway, you come out of the garage uncrouched, it is not uncommon to have a wolf or a bear yards away, like on the other side of the truck from you when you come out of the garage. And by coming out crouched, you have that split second extra to judge where the moose and bear are, and the wolves, and adjust, either go back inside the house, or
so cold.
And I just like crouching. It's just a good habit to like have a resting crouched face. You have that extra second to adjust what you want to do. Now, if you have archery 5, that can be awesome. You can come out of there with the crouched, and the wolf can be just walking by you, and you just draw and shoot, and he's dead. He'll never do anything to you. So that can be a really nice opportunity for you to live instead of die. I'm actually going to repair my lantern. Lanterns, bedrolls, and mag lenses have a probability, I bet it is a very low probability, of being damaged when you get attacked by a bear or a moose, or even a wolf. You'll notice sometimes when you're attacked by a bear, there'll be scattered items around you. If one of those scattered items is your mag lens, it probably took damage. If one of those scattered items is your storm lantern, it probably took damage. So by having your lantern in good condition, it has a lower chance of breaking if you get hit by a bear or a wolf or something like that. The lantern uses the same amount of fuel no matter what the condition it's in. So you don't have to worry about condition as much as just the actual chance of it getting broken. Now, the mag lens you have no chance of ever repairing. The only reason the mag lens has even a condition factor on it is that the mag lens can get broken. But yes, crouching, I've just gotten used to crouching big time. So that's the thing I just crouch going out of everything. Also try to play with headphones. I was playing without it and doing 360s trying to figure out where footsteps are coming from. Yes. Playing with headphones, the sound structure in this game is, I will say, it's one of my favorite aspects of The Long Dark. The sound structure in the game is amazing. They've done a great job making things on your left be in your left headphone. Things on your right, it being in your right headphone. You have a very high chance of hearing where stuff is around you in this game, unlike a lot of games I've played, where the sounds, you can hear them, and you're kind of like, well, where is that? I don't know. Bear can knock the gun out of your hands and break it. I never play with guns, really, so I've never had that happen to me. But yes, they can. Oh, of course, now that it's night, it's like, or that it's evening, it's like, oh, that storm, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That storm's just gonna pass on by. No big deal. Yes, I think Drunken Monkey might be joining us. Yes. I think I extended that offer to Drunken Monkey. If Drunken Monkey wanted to join us, it would require him to get on Discord, but hey, whatever. Now, the good benefit is we are traveling late at night, or late in the evening. As you can see up there, the sun's just going down. Late in the evening, you're going to have your warmest temperatures all day. It's still negative 27 degrees out. Even with all of our clothing, we're still at -2. We're at -2 degrees. Even with all the nice clothing and the 25-degree warmth bonus. So, I mean, it's only one arrow down temps, which is great. But, yeah. Well, I'm hoping, Faith, that when Icarus gets fully released, they will optimize the game way better than it's optimized right now. I think my biggest complaint about Icarus at the moment is that the optimization on the game is rather poor. They need to definitely step up the optimization on the game. Because it is very poorly optimized at the moment. So hopefully when it's fully released, it will be better optimized, and it will play better on lower settings than it does right now. The quote of the VR Drunken Icarus. Yeah, are you freaking kidding me right now? I say that sometimes. Ooh, there's a deer over here. God, I so need the deer hides. But I feel so guilty killing a deer just for his hide. It makes me sad. It makes me feel like a bad man. Oh well, let's be a bad guy. See, that's where the breaking arrow's very handy. We know we hit the deer. We know we bled the deer. But we didn't lose our arrow. We get our arrow back. Boop. Thank you, Mr. Deer. Thank you, Mr. Deer. Watching Ath and playing the flare gun challenge has taught me that you can go a very long time in the cold. Like back and forth across the zone. Oh, totally. Totally. You actually feel sad when killing the moose? Ah, don't feel sad. I can tell you when the moose stomps you in the face, he's not feeling sad at all. He is feeling no sadness at stomping you in the face whatsoever. He just doesn't. I don't even know where that deer went. That deer could be halfway across the... Oh, there he is. Way over there. Way over there. He's like halfway across the zone right now. I mean, I could look at my deer count right now. 5 deer killed. Pastime for an hour. 6 deer killed. And then we can just go find him in the morning. I'm not going to bother trying to find him tonight. It's getting cold. We're tired. We don't have the energy to get a moose or get a deer and harvest him in this weather. It's not cold out or anything, but yeah. My emotions went like this during the first moose interaction. Amazement, stomp, hatred. How can the weather ruin a good hunt? Exactly. The weather can definitely ruin a good hunt. Tracking has gotten better in the game. I wish they would almost give us a tracking skill. I wish they would give us some sort of tracking skill. Where, like, at low-level tracking, you see a couple drops of blood. At higher level, you maybe see drops of blood plus hoof prints. At even higher level, you even see more a sign, maybe broken stuff or something. Well, Drunken Monkey, Long Shot Plays, who I'm going to give a host out to a shout out to right now, and I'll do that after this as well. Long Shot Plays rated us up with 260 people,
for Drunken Monkey,
which is
just
crazy.
5 subs.
Drunken Monkey just gifted out a sub to Super Cubby, Daru, Owen the Wizard, Valley B, Dovra Dane. Welcome all into the Ath Pack. Let's add the big points in. Oh. There we go. And then we'll give another shout out to Long Shot Plays. If you love survival games, especially if you love Don't Starve, and if you love Long Dark, go check out Long Shot Plays. He's getting his feet wet in the Long Dark. He's having fun with it. I was thinking, oh, we could check on the moose before we go to bed. Where is he? I hear him. Oh, he's right there. Oh, he's right there. Holy shnikes, he's right there. I hit him. Oh, and he got scared and ran away. I hit him and he got scared and ran away. Well, I did hit him from a long distance away, so... I was trying to get him away from my favorite tree. I have a moose hunt. This place is nice because it has a moose hunting tree. There's a moose hunting tree nearby.
That's a moose, guys. That's a moose right there.
Moose right there. This is my moose hunting tree. If we can sneak down to it, we can hunt the moose from it, and he can't get to us.
It's a goddamn freezing.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Posture check. Oh, thank you. Oh, and then I missed him. Dag nabbit.
Mark Wars 1009.
Mark Wars giving out a tier 1 sub to Berserk.
743.
I'm shooting him in the
They have
butt,
given
though. I give you guys night vision.
31 gift subs in the channel.
Now we're kind of committed. I shot one arrow that didn't go anywhere, but it's hard to find him at night. Whoa! Olavuna with a 21-month resub! Thank you, Olafuna, for that 21-month second resub there. This moose is for you. This moose is for you.
Olafuna just resubscribed for 21 months.
That moose was for you, baby. That moose was for you, Olafuna. That one was for you, my friend. That one was for you. That one was for you. That was your moose. That was your moose. We had so many arrows in him, I knew he was going to go down. And I don't think I don't know. I have no factual proof of this, but I believe that the more arrows you stick in a moose, the easier he goes down on that face shot. I don't have any proof for that. I don't have any proof of that, but it always seems to be the case. Alright, we got most of our arrows back, but we didn't get them all back. Still are missing an arrow that was right over here.
Smelly Frizzo1 wants you to do a 360.
Smelly! Okay, we'll do a 360. We'll do a 360!
Cold.
There we go, we did a 360. Hype train, hype! My chair just sunk. My chair just sunk down. I don't know. Oh, it's because I have night vision on. We don't need night vision on. We don't need the night vision. Alright. Are we warm now? Okay, we're warm now. Good. Good. Okay. Oh, there's one of my arrows. That one I must have missed with. That must have been a misser. There we go. Okay. Night vision makes my chair sink? No, it does not. That's me spinning around made it sink. You're only here for the harvest. Alright, let's harvest this dude up. We'll quarter him.
I lay down right here. I thought I'd ever wake up again.
There we go. Oh, we got harvesting 5, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Another skill at 5. Another skill at 5. What's the best item in Loper to quarter with? Just knife or hatchet. Knife and hatchet, there's no difference between the two. I just usually choose the knife because that's just I prefer the knife. But yeah, I believe the time it takes to quarter an animal is the same whichever one you utilize. Whichever one you utilize is it's exactly the same. No more quartering limitations. Tweaky's doing the robot somewhere. Well, thank you all for the Hype Train hype. Thank you, everybody. We're at 60% of Hype Train level 2 with a minute 33 left. It's probably the cousin of a moose that butchered my bedroll in Milton Basin. Yes, we did get the moose. We did actually achieve the moose. What's the first thing to go for on Interloper? Oh my God, Drunken Monkey! I will answer that in just a second. Drunken Monkey with the 5 more gifted subs. Holy crap! What am I doing? I'm not going to hand out points that way.
5 subs.
Drunken Monkey with the big sub bomb coming in. Oh my gosh, man. Thank you so much for those 5 gifted subs going out to Hula Hoop, Maxi Max, Big Cheesy, Epitheka, and Loogie Hawker. Loogie Hawker. I like that. That's an interesting name. All right, let's drop the fresh hide, the fresh rabbit, fresh guts, fresh rabbits, the fresh guts. Those are cured. Drop these fresh guts. That fresh hide. We'll drop the birch and the maple, and there we go. All right, let's eat a little bit of food. We're gonna go harvest the moose up tomorrow. We can't do that today. Can't do that today. Loogie Hawker, you just spit in your beer. Whoa, whoa. You can punish me if you want. Yes, you can punish me if you want. Well, we're 48% of the way through Hype Train level 3 because of that 5 gifted subs right there. So, circling back to your question, the first thing you always want to go for in Interloper on any Interloper spawn is fire. Be that a flare or the matches. You want to get one or the other of those because that is going to be what you need to live. Get yourself the matches if you can. Get yourself the flare if you can't, and get fire going to make water because you're gonna need water. So water is your main concern in the beginning. After you get matches, get some water made, grab some torches, and then start exploring. A lot of it's determined by what zone you actually start in. A Ash Canyon start, you're gonna approach completely differently than say a start in Forlorn Muskeg or a start in Hush River Valley. But the basics is that you want to get those matches immediately. The matches are the key. Matches are the key to your game. Without the matches, you can't expect to live for very long, unless you find a mag lens to light fires, because you need fire at some point. There's no such thing as a fireless game. You can try to survive for a little while on sodas and toilet water, but that's gonna eventually run out. Without actually proper fire, your life expectancy is rather low. So get those matches, get a fire started, get some water under your belt, and then from there you want to start searching around for your bedroll, your hacksaw, and your heavy hammer. Those are your three. Those at the beginning are the 3 key items you're looking for, is that bedroll, hacksaw, and hammer. Not necessarily in that order. The main reason you want those 3 items is the bedroll will let you sleep outside. The hacksaw will let you hacksaw down birch and maple. It'll also let you harvest frozen carcasses. The heavy hammer lets you prepare to make that first forge run. I think the game should have a rare spawn of Zippo lighters. I think that it doesn't need that per se. It'd be kind of a cool little Goo-Gaw to have in the game, but it doesn't need it. Silty with the 100 bits, getting in on that hype train, love. Thank you so much, Silty, for the 100 bitty boos. I appreciate that very, very much. So yeah, those 3 items, the bedroll, hacksaw, heavy hammer, become your next priorities. After that, once you get those kind of secured and taken care of, you'll want to start looking around to make that first forge run. And you'll want to make that forge run. You'll want to have some metal on you. The hacksaw also lets you take metal apart, which is really, really great to have. So you want to get that hacksaw so you can take some metal apart as well. You want to take at least 7 to 8 pieces of metal with you to the forge on your first forge run. Thank you everyone for the hype train. You guys are awesome and amazing. I got a hope fail. 12 subs, 100 bits. What is that? It's the hype fail. We did not hype fail. There was no fail. There's no fail on that hype train. But yeah, once you have those items secured, you want to definitely make that first forge run. I recommend making the first forge run to Forlorn Muskeg. Couple reasons: cattails. That's your main food staple early in Interloper. So start picking cattails as early as you possibly can, and pick as many cattails as you possibly can, because that is the food that's going to sustain you until you can start hunting. So get those cattails, get them down, and get that food flowing. The food must flow. The food must flow. So get those cattails going. Oh, I got the moose. And from there, once you get that stuff all secured, make that forge run. Go to Forlorn Muskeg. I was saying for the cattails, but also for the outdoor forge. Remember, at the forge, you have to have the fire going anyway, just to forge. So what does it matter if it's indoor or outdoor? Indoor, you're accumulating cabin fever risk. Outdoor, you're accumulating no cabin fever risk. You could forge at the Forlorn Muskeg Forge, fuel allowing. You could forge there as long as you want and never, ever incur a risk of cabin fever. Where at Desolation Point and in Broken Railroad, both of those forges are indoors, which have the advantage of never, they also have beds right by them, which is nice. But the Forlorn Muskeg Forge has a bed right by it as well. So, I prefer the Forlorn Muskeg Forge on my first forge run. Just because of that. And then once you forge you want to forge a knife, a hatchet, and as many arrowheads as you possibly can. I like to leave the forge with about 20 arrowheads minimum, a knife and a hatchet. If you're forced to leave with less arrowheads, don't feel bad about it. Just know that you'll have to make another forge run at some point.
Barely walk
to get more arrowheads. So, have fun. Good luck snaring those 36 rabbits, my friend. I remember watching a speedrun to bow guide you made, but you went to Desolation Point. Same for all the same reasons. Well, yeah, I mean, Desolation Point... Oh, jeez. Desolation Point is a nice place to forge right away if you spawn on that side of the map. My general idea on any Interloper spawn is to make my way to Mystery Lake. If I spawn in Ash Canyon, Timberwolf Mountain, or Pleasant Valley, my goal is to get to Mystery Lake, because in Mystery Lake I have a high chance of getting a bedroll. Well, not a high chance. I have a guaranteed chance of getting a bedroll in Mystery Lake. You have a guaranteed chance. You're either going to get it at the cabin, at the Mystery Lake cabin, the camp office. You're going to get it at the Hunting Blind by Allen's Cave, or you're going to get it in Winding River. So one way or the other, you're going to come out of here with a bedroll. And Mystery Lake, probably, for any of the loot tables, Mystery Lake has the most basic gear available in a small, compact area. And you got to check Trapper's Cabin, the camp office. You got to check the Carter Hydro Dam, of course. You got to check the lookout tower. The lookout tower that's still standing. But out of those areas, you're going to get a lot of your basic gear. Your storm lanterns, your hacksaws, your heavy hammers, your pry bars. You're going to get those in those locations, and you're going to get clothing, as well as other things that you can utilize as well.
No power in the
So
verse can
that's
stop me.
that's the best case scenario. Woo bang bang! Thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate it. Trappers, not Jackrabbit. Trapper's cabin. Sorry, I was misspeaking there. I'm old. I fumble my words all the time. First time chatter. We'll be gentle, my friends. We'll be gentle. We'll be gentle to you. I claim an old man river moment on that. You missed the moose kill. Well, where were you? Where were you? You missed the moose kill. That's all right. We won't hold it against you. Not for very long, anyway. I don't really care if I cook up all this moose meat, because let's just be honest. I have cooking 5 already. All this moose meat is not important as far as, like, getting cooking skill ups. But we do want to harvest it all, because if it goes to rot in these bags, we never get it back. If it goes to rot on the ground, it'll stick around forever, and we can always come back and cook it at some future date.
I'm not going to be able to carry this
Future me will be very pleased that past me left him moose meat. Have we used that bow then? Nope, it's still at him. Well, the most important food source, like I was saying, the most important food source in Interloper is the cattail. Zena, I'm going to call you Zena because I love that. I know it's like Xenia. It's probably Xenia. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Great on you getting a sub. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow for some more Long Dark, and Saturday for some more Long Dark, and Sunday for some more Long Dark. Now, Saturday and Sundays, I do start at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will start the stream on Saturday and Sunday. We'll start both of those days with Long Dark. On Saturday, we'll be doing 4 hours of Long Dark and about 8 hours of Icarus. On Sunday, we'll be doing 4 hours of Long Dark, Stream Loots Edition. So you guys will have Stream Loots cards that you can play against me, and those are all listed there. On a Sunday, though, we'll play 4 hours of Stream Loots Edition Long Dark, followed by Escape the Pacific, followed by solo play in Icarus. Now, on Saturday, I'll be joined by Gameslift and Cassandra Goes Roar for some Icarus. VR Drunken Monkey will hopefully be joining us as well. Jarl of Goats may have a prior commitment, but if he can join us, great. If he can't, no big deal. That's fine. I understand prior commitments. It happens. So that's what's going. I'll be starting on Saturday. I'll be starting Icarus at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So approximately, let's see, it's 4:30 right now, my time. 3:30, 2:30, 1:30. About 3.5 hours prior to right now if you forward us to Saturday. If today was Saturday, it'd be 3.5 hours before now. Time for me to lurk. I have an event I'm hosting. Well, Berserk, have fun hosting your event. Yeah, if you're on Eastern time, it would be 4 p.m. It'd be 4 p.m. if you're on Eastern time. Yes. But yes, and then tonight we got about another hour and 20 minutes of Long Dark, and then we're gonna play ourselves a little bit of Red Dead Redemption 2. I borrowed a cord from my friend who does all my tech stuff, and so my controller is working fine now. It was the cord. The cord was faulty. It was not my USB port or anything like that. It was the cord that was faulty. So we have cord issue resolved, and we should be good to do a little RDR2 tonight. And then tomorrow we got Long Dark in the afternoon, and then we'll be doing some Medieval Dynasty tomorrow evening. Say my name, Drunken Monkey. Say my name. So yes, we got a packed weekend, boys and girls. We got a packed week, to be honest. We got a packed week. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of things and stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? But that's how my stream schedule usually is, so. And just to let everybody know, for people who are just getting here, people who've been here already, probably heard this already, but, oh, you're saying my name. Oh. But if you were here earlier, go check out the merchandise site. If you are a Stream Elements just introduced something today that if you are a subscriber to my channel, and I know you just got your mug, Millers, and I wish I could do something about it, but I can't. But if you're a subscriber on my channel, from now to the end of the year, they are offering discounts to my subscribers. So if you're a Tier 1 subscriber, you can get 10% off your purchase. If you are a Tier 2, you can get 15% off. And Tier 3, you can get 20% off your purchase of anything on my merchandise site. So feel free to take full advantage of that. And there you go. And I know you just got your mug. You got your mug. But now you can go get another mug and you'll get 10% off. So anybody who's a subscriber out there, you can get extra off of the purchase. And there you go. You just cracked your other mug? Oh no! But yes, I just think I'm gonna be Mark Wars, can you order me everything? Atheenon, you're worth full price. Well, no, I thought it was a cool thing they did, because honestly, we've been asking for some sort of way to give our subscribers something off of our merchandise. You know, so yeah, I don't make as much on the merchandise, but I like to give, you know, I don't really care. I'm not depending on selling merchandise to make money. I get, you know, Stream Elements is better on their split with the creator as far as what we get, but, you know, it's not going to make me or break me. Let's just put it that way. And hello, Garmushka. I would just rather have more people have my merchandise than not have my merchandise, so. Because that makes me happy. It makes me happy to think that people are out there and have my merchandise. It makes me a happy camper. So, and we've been asking Stream Elements to do that for a while, and they finally did it. Now I'll be really happy because I put this in big, bold, all caps letters. That stinky wolf. That stinky wolf was trying to gank me. He was trying to gank me. My mouse is happily rolling over your face as we speak. I have a new mouse pad coming too. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've got a new mouse pad coming too, my dear. But yeah, it's great. And so through the end of the year, those discounts will apply. I don't know if they're going to continue it past then or not. But you know, I don't care if they will. I'll probably readjust them a little bit. Make maybe everything 10% off, or for any subscriber. But right now they're allowing us to do it on a tiered level. So if you're a tier 1 or 2 or 1, 2 or 3 sub, you get a little bit more off for every tier of subscription that you've done to the channel. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of a nice little thing. And hey, it's the holiday season. Maybe this will inspire some people to buy themselves or some loved ones to buy them some holiday cheer from Atheenon. You could always link my store and maybe give it to a friend or family member and say, hey, I'd really like an Atheenon t-shirt or an Atheenon mug. Now I'm just endlessly, shamelessly plugging my stuff, but who cares? You could have your friends or family buy you some Atheenon merchandise, and if you let them use your account, they'll get a little bit off as well. So there you go. Plug, shill. My family all knows who you are. Hey, you know, I am the worst. I have been told I am the worst self-promoter around. So I figured, you know what? I might as well try being better at that. I grew up in a family and in an age where you didn't endlessly plug yourself. Which sounds really bad now that I think about it. But you didn't promote yourself. You didn't go out of your way to go, hey, look how awesome I am. You know, that was kind of, it was frowned upon to do that. That was pride and that was bragging, and you didn't do that. And so it's hard for me to break out of that mindset and like, you know, be willing to promote myself. It's hard for me to, like, I have to make a conscious decision to do that because it's not something that I unconsciously just do. Me for Florida! Wife in hospital, what did Ass do on stream today? He shot a moose and it was awesome. Go plug yourself. So that's always been a hard thing for me to do. It's probably my weakest. It's probably my weakest skill because I'm not active on social media. Which, honestly, let's just be honest, social media is all manual plugging. Which again, I made that sound exactly like I wanted it to sound because that's what it is. You're manually plugging yourself. And it just makes me cringe. It makes me cringe, but I understand why people do it. Seriously. My cabin fever is almost gone, and you're gonna have a storm come up and blow both of my fires out right now. Well, fine. I'm just gonna eat my meat and go inside. Manly plugging. Oh no, that's oh shoot. Do I really have no water? Oh crap on a stick. I didn't make any water in all this. I meant to make some water. I meant to make water and then I never did. More plugs than a toupee shop. Can I sustain it? Okay, I can sustain it for a minute. We're just gonna do this. I have these pills, so I can just at least melt the water. I can melt it, and it'll be fine. If I can just nurse this fire, maybe I can outlast the storm. Maybe I can outlast it, boys and girls. It may just be a wind. It may just be a wind. One thing to remember is that storms will never fully extinguish your fire. They'll knock them down to 9 minutes, and then you have time to put sticks on them. If you can put a stick on them, you can build it back up. I've always believed in your skill and personality in such show your true worth that people will love. Aww, that's so nice. Oh, for a moment I thought I heard manly plugging. Manly plugging. More plugs than a toupee shop. Yeah, I just have never been good at self-promotion.
Oh my. Oh my.
Self-promotion is not my bag.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my. Let's see if we can get a little more water. I mean, why not? So we can use these pills, and we can purify that nasty water. That nasty water we can just purify with the pills. So a wind will knock your fire down to 9 minutes. And as long as you have sticks, you can do what I call nursing the fire. When it gets too low, if the wind's not too strong, it's not letting me do it now. The wind's gotten too strong. But you can spam it, and sometimes there'll be a little break in the wind. There, see, we got a break in the wind. We added a stick, got it back up to 9 minutes. You can nurse a fire, and you can sort of keep it going for a little bit. Sometimes I've been able to nurse a fire all the way through a windstorm. It takes a little time. You have to be patient because you can't really speed anything up because the fire only has 7 minutes or 3 minutes on it. You can't really speed things up, but you can keep it going for a little while. So this meat will definitely be able to get done. Come on, let me nurse it. Let me nurse it, baby. Let me nurse it. You just spam the fuel button. You can sometimes get a stick to go on there in a break. There we go. Boom, baby. Nurse that fire, my friends. Nurse it. Quote of breaking win is I can't get your balls right now. Gameslift did say that to me.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Alright. We don't need to drop anything, we just need to go inside. Quote of the well-timed troll appearance. You know what's hard to do with meat? Make it circular. Gives me time to slap my meat down and relax. That's for sure. That is for sure. So we're going to be accruing a little bit of cabin fever risk in here, but so what? Oh, we don't have a cabin fever risk right now. That's interesting. I was sure we would wake up with cabin fever risk. Interesting. How many books do I have on me right now? I got the one book. I've got that book. I'm just going to drop the, I'm going to drop this book here because I don't really need it. What's our weight at? 39. Moose hide's going to be, that's 5 kilos right there.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Oh, we're at 49. What are you complaining about, my lady? We're at 49.14. We don't need the Tinder plug. We're at 49 kilos. We're fine. What is she complaining about? We are totally fine. We can go up to 50 kilos before we can't sprint anymore. I shut off the cabin fever when I play. Yeah, cabin fever is one thing a lot of people will shut off. Cabin fever, a lot of people will shut that off. They just shut it down. They do not want it. Alright, we got the moose hide. Let's go. Back to the Carter Hydro Dam. Well, we're going to go to the Broken Lookout Tower too, but... Gosh, that wolf came all the way over this hill to get to us. That wolf must have smelled us from a mile away and said, you know what, Atheenon smells good. But how you doing tonight, BK? I hope you're having a great one. I hope you're having a great evening. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to the fun. I have Funyuns. They're the special invisible Funyuns. I got Funyuns and Mountain Dew. What a combo. And both of them are invisible. My invisible food and drink. You're all good except back, sore back. I slept wrong last night too, and I got a little twinge in my lower back. Atheenon soap on a stick, new product items. Whoa! Whoa! I don't know about that. Soap on a stick sounds like it could be dangerous. Did the bear really just kill a deer? Or was that, I mean, a wolf? As if he did, I want that deer hide. He did. 'Cause I got robbed of a different deer hide. I want this deer hide. That is a warning shot. Warning shot across his bow. He'll be back, though. This is going to be a weird shot. He didn't even give us the obligatory... Arr! Actually, I want to leave these down. So I just want to take his hide. I'm sorry, Mr. Deer. What, no hand option? Oh, I don't want to harvest. I don't want a carcass to harvest him. I just want his hide.
Jesus,
I want the hide.
Cold.
Oh, I hit him. Oh, is that why he just went? Oh, he didn't go. Oh. That's why he didn't make that noise. Okay. Well, that makes more sense now. It's like Atheenon shot me in the nose.
Oh, so cold.
I lost a Funyun on top of a box. The one thing I don't like about Funyuns is you get to the bottom of the bag, and all you get are little fun pieces. You don't get like actual, you know, rings anymore. That's the one thing I don't like. Because I like the full Funyun ring. I don't mind the half rings. Funyuns are a onion flavored rings. I think they're made with yeah, it's puffed corn. It's cornmeal. Yeah, they're less fun. Yun. I see what you did there, BK. Yes, they're less fun, Yun. Boo. Flavored, yes, less than they used to be. Yeah, definitely less than they used to be. There's another deer, right? Deer is either there or there. One of those is a man, one of those is a deer, but we're not going to go get either one. Unfunyun. Back with Dairy Queen. What'd you get? What'd you get? Did you get a blizzard? Did you get a dilly bar? I love the dilly bars. Why? I don't know if they still do it, but I loved it when they take the ice cream cone and dip it in the, like, the shell. Like, you get a ice cream cone covered in, like, strawberry shell. Plug your dilly bar. The small ones are just Funyuns in growth. They're youngins. Ooh, that's a groaner. It's like, you know, Millers, it is a lot like that. It's like when you order an order of curly fries, and you know that they haven't, like, separated them properly, because in your curly fries, you get a couple of regular fries, and you're like, what the heck do I want with these? It, like, breaks the magic of the curly fry. It, like, brings all the other fries down. It brings all the other fries down when you get a regular fry in your curly fries. I don't know what it is. I mean, you're enjoying them, they're popping hot and nice, then you pull out this regular straight fry and you're like, what are you doing in here? You don't belong. One thing is not like the other. Ooh, an ice cream Snickers. Ooh, nice. Nice. So what did you get at Dairy Queen? At the DQ? Or were you at the DEQ and you just left out the E? Because then I'll say I'm sorry. Then I'll say I'm sorry you were at the DEQ.
This stuff will come in handy.
That sucks. Chicken fingers and DP. What is DP? Dairy processing? I don't know what DP is. Dr. Pepper. Oh, okay. Well, after DP. BK! BK! You naughty boy! You naughty boy! Whoa! Yeah, that's a kid-friendly stream, my friend. The stream is kid-friendly. Wow. It's a dill pickle, exactly. Invisible rock. See that rock right there? It was kind of invisible, so you can sort of see through this rock. Look at this. You can see through. There's a rock right here that we just about went over. You gotta watch out for those sometimes. Now, Luger. Let's not start going there. I don't want to even entertain that line of. I don't even want to entertain that line of thinking. Nobody's fries get eaten with without Tony's seasoning anyway around here, so that changes everything. Yum. Vindictive Minx, hello. I'm just finishing off my, what'd you call them? Youngins. They're young, Funyuns. So they're youngins. Your wife is sitting next, double checking while I'm still watching The Long Dark. I would imagine she would be. Smart woman. She's got her eye on you, Luger. Just remember that. Good God, we keep spraining stuff. That's no fun. Then I gotta re-equip the old bow every time that happens. Are there even sober Saturdays? Oh, I have them all the time. I just don't drink anymore. I just don't drink any longer. Me and alcohol just don't mix. I have no problem with people drinking or anything like that, but just on a personal level, me and alcohol just do not mix. In my 30s, I drank a little more probably than I should have. In my 40s, I kind of tapered it down to where I'd only drink for, I drink a couple times. Now I just pretty much just don't drink at all. It's a very rare occurrence that I drink. Let's just put it that way. It just doesn't mix well with me the next day. My body just reacts very, very violently to it. My body's like, what did you just do to me, sucker? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I rarely stream when tipsy. But then again, I never started drinking till I was in my 30s. I've said before, I've talked about it before on stream where I grew up and I had not a direct family member, but I had a family member who was a rather heavy drinker, and that sort of put me off from being like doing alcohol a whole lot. I drank a little bit in college, drank more in my 30s, but pretty much most of my 20s I didn't ever really drink. Except Sobe. I didn't drink in 20s and most of 30s, but I really should. Having a drink is fun. Having a drink's fun. Try 0 sugar sodas. I like my sugar.
No power in the verse.
I love my sugar. Thank you for the follow, there, Troll Fat Boy. I do love my sugar. Yeah, Drunken Monkey, I have checked so many places. I checked Amazon. I checked all sorts of other places. I'm more responsible now, but I was on 2 drinking teams in college. Hey, that's totally cool. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That is a lot. That is a lot of guts. That is a lot of guts, boys and girls. All right, let's drop this bear hide that's almost cured. Let's drop this deer hide. Boop, boop. Let's drop the rabbit hides that are fresh. Let's drop the moose hide that's fresh. Let's drop that. We'll get all those curing in here. All right, we're good. Are we good? We good? All right. I'll humbly state I only started on one of them. It tastes the same as sugar version, but 0 calories. I love the 0 sugar squirt soda. Okay, I'll have to give it a try. I'll have to try it, Player Slayer. I'll have to try it. Yeah, I see, and that's the one thing, Woo Bang, that I have mild obsessive compulsive disorder of stuff, and along with that, I have a huge fear of not being in control. I like to have control of things. I like to not be out of control. And so for me, when I'm intoxicated, I don't feel that I'm in control of myself. And that to me that just conflicts drastically with the basic being of my existence. And so for that fact alone, I find it hard to enjoy myself when I am drunk or when I am a little tipsy, because I always am like freaking out that I'm going to lose control. So that plays into it as well. I don't drink. I'm crazy enough without alcohol. Shocker, huh? Yeah, well, and that's the thing is most of the time, I don't really find a need to drink most of the time. It's never something that is in my brain, and also with my slight obsessive compulsive issues, I know that drinking can become a very slippery slope, especially for people who have obsessive compulsive issues. And I have those, and I don't want to go down that road. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I do enjoy cigars. Cigars are like my one vice. So yeah, I basically abstain from drinking too heavily or drinking too often because I can see where it could go. And I don't smoke cigarettes. I do smoke cigars. I will not deny that. I probably have I have a cigar or 2 every day. I just enjoy a good cigar. But it's one cigar, and honestly, I can go a whole weekend. I know I'm not addicted to cigars because I can go a whole weekend away without ever smoking a cigar, and I don't care. It's something I enjoy every once in a while. I like to have. Don't you work with cigars? Oh yeah, I work with cigars. It's great. Great. I get first pick of all the promo stuff we get sent. I'm an absolute control freak, not OCD. I'm a mom. Well, vindictive minx, that can lead you to OCD right there. Yeah, I get to test them out and go, oh, this is a good cigar. We should carry this one, or no, this one kind of sucks. But mom hype for sure. Get extra points out for moms.
Drop any of this.
We all love our moms. Without our moms, boys and girls, this world would not exist and would not actually like function properly. Without dads, it wouldn't either. But without our moms, They're the anchor. At least they always were for me, so... They were always... Their moms are always there for us. Never forget to give your mom a hug. Never forget to give your mom a hug. Moms have one of the hardest jobs. If you think going to work every day from 9 to 5, grinding away at your job, getting yelled at by a boss is bad, try staying at home with 2 kids 24 hours a day for 20 years. For 20 years. That can be fun. That can be fun. Now that can be fun. What are bear hides? Bear hides are kudo points. You can collect them. You can type points into chat. See how many you have. You can roulette them away. You can slots them away. You can go to the store.
I'm not sure I can
and you can spend them there. But there you go. I think in a lot of ways, young boys gravitate more. I mean, not always, but I'm just saying psychologically, I think young boys tend to gravitate more towards, if you're going to say favorite parent, to their moms, and young girls gravitate more to their dads. If all things being equal. I know there's exceptions out there and everything, but I just generally have seen that. I mean, like my daughter generally, I mean, she loves her mom and everything, but honestly, I know I'm probably my daughter's favorite. My son, I know he loves me, and I love him, but I know his mom is probably his favorite. And to me, I love my dad. My dad was a hard man to love, but my mom was always my favorite. As far as, like, there for me, I always felt comfortable with her, you know, everything. So... They're definitely, I think some of it comes down to that. I mean, like I said, there's always exceptions. There's always instances where a young girl or young boy has to grow up with just a mom or a dad, and they don't get time with the other parent at all, and that, you know, can affect that as well. There's all sorts of different instances, but I'm saying all things being equal, I just think little boys gravitate towards moms, little girls gravitate towards dads. And I think the reverse is there as well. Men do gravitate, and I'm talking about small children. I'm not talking about after they grow up. But, like, little boys, I think the moms gravitate more to them, and I think the dads really gravitate towards the little girls as well, because it's this cute little girl. And honestly, let's be honest, little boys can be brats. I was a little brat when I was 5 or 6 or 7 years old. I was a little brat. I could see my dad going, I want nothing to do with him. Now, when I got older, I think my dad tried to connect a little bit more with me, sort of man to man, you know, dad to young man. I don't know. So I think as we grow, our feelings towards our parents do evolve and change, which is totally reasonable. Clank TV, thank you so much for the follow. But I think we definitely evolve and change as we grow up because we have different needs. Young girls, little girls turn into young women.
I really do.
And their connection to their dads a lot of times will kind of split at that point because dads don't understand what they're going through. Which isn't surprising. Spartacus Maximus! Thank you, Spartacus, for that 25-month sexy threesome! Because dads threaten their boyfriends, that's true too. Well, and see, that's the thing too, is dads...
55 just been subscribed for 25 months.
Thank you so much, my friend. Dads have this very protective nature about their young women. Their daughters now are of an age where they are wanting independence and freedom. They're wanting to date boys. And dads know exactly what those boys want because guess what? When we were 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, we knew exactly what we wanted. And we don't want some young boy to want that from our daughter. Just being real. Just being real about it. Just being real about it. We were all young men and women at some point, sexually hormone-filled creatures that we are. And in some ways, that's why it's almost easier with a boy. Because with a boy, you only have to worry about one thing. With girls, you have to worry about every boy's thing. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, it's always a struggle. Yeah, quote of the hormone. I used to have Evercrack, now I have long dark crack. But yeah. Quote of what developing teenage boys want. Shoot first, ask questions. Wait a second, that does not sound good. Yeah, exactly. When you have a son, you just have to watch him. When you have a girl, you have to watch all the other sons that are out there.
Think about it.
And I think some dads deal with it better than others. So, you know, that's definitely something. But, you know, it does change the dynamic between father and daughter, father and son, mother and daughter, mother and son as they're growing up. You know, I will say when my daughter was a little girl, she was way more my favorite than my son. I think I've gotten closer to my son as he's gotten older. I'm still close to my daughter, but you know, she went through all those girl things. Those icky girl things. She went through all those, and I couldn't really help her out with it because I never went through anything like that. You know, so she turned to her mom a lot more then, which is understandable. We all went through that man a pause. My one uncle is like a dad because I lived with him and my aunt for a lot of years as a girl. You can get whatever you want. Turning on the waterworks. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, thank you so much.
Some bitties from a mostly
Oh, thank you so much.
Talks.
Oh, well, we try to have we try not to load down the channel with TED Talks. But every once in a while I'll get on a tangent, I'll just start rambling. But, you know. All I can share, and I will preface everything by saying I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not here to solve your problems. I don't have all the answers. I've only been on this earth for 51 years, and that is the only time that I can attest to any knowledge that I have gained. And yeah, so don't take anything I say here as advice or as a way to live your life or not live your life, because I do not know anything. As they said in Bill and Ted's The Most Excellent Adventure, said it best. That real wisdom comes from knowing that you know nothing. That's us, dude. That's us. You think you trigger the Athtalks? That's fine. That's fine. You can trigger Athtalks anytime you want. I think I hear a wolf. Hold on a second. Oh jeez. Oh, it must have been a ducky hug. Must have been a ducky hug. All right. Ah, thanks, Contraband. And boys and girls, if you're ever in the Corvallis area and you're looking for some old school video games, stop by Contraband Retro Games. Look it up. It's an actual store. I will say, Contraband, I did have a little trouble finding your place because I got there a little bit before you opened. And since it's inside there by the Starbucks, I didn't realize I had to go inside to get it. I walked around like 2 buildings trying to find you because my Google Maps was just being a butt. My Google Maps was going, turn left, turn left. No, I'm not planning on starving. I'm picking up all these cattails I'm gonna eat. Yes, there you go. There is his business site. So yeah, once I figured out it was inside, I was like, oh, there it is. But yes, if you're looking for some old games for your NES system, PlayStation, anything like that, go check out Contraband Retro Game. They have a lot of cool stuff. They have consoles, they have games, they have some of whatever those things are. God, I can't remember what they're called. They're those little short figurine guys. I'm having an old man brain fart. I know what they are. I just can't think of what they are. I wanna say they're like... All I can think of is like fun poppers. I don't know. What are they? What are they? Oh God, my poor brain. They're like an action figure, but they have the big head and the little tiny body. No, they aren't bobbleheads. They aren't bobbleheads. No, not bobbleheads. No, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm gonna eat my food. What are they? What are they? Really enjoyed working there. Wish I could have met you when you came in next time. Yeah, it's okay. No worries. No Funko Pops. Yes, that's what they are. Thank you. I tried to scrub those from my brain because honestly, I just don't get them. I don't understand. When you can have a beautiful 6 scale 1-in-6 Wesley Dread Pirate Roberts. Why would I want this guy shrunk down to a tiny little big-headed monster when I can have a 1-in-6 figurine? I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if I want an action figure, I'm gonna get a 1-in-6. Yes, they are a little bit more than a Funko Pop, but some of those Funko Pops are expensive. Some of those things can get spendy. I don't know, what's the most expensive Funko Pop you sell, Contraband? Like if you had to go, this is our top of the line, most rare, hard to get Funko Pop. What would it be? Would it be something like a Pikachu, or I don't even know if they have a Pikachu. A Super Mario Brother, or something like that. I know they keep a lot of people in business. I don't get them myself. I just don't get them. And it's no big deal if you like them. If you like them, that's great. That's great. I mean, collect and enjoy what you like. I'm just saying I don't get it. But I don't get a lot of things because I'm not real smart. I'm not real smart. We have a local shop that does so many more than we have. We only have like 4, like $10 each. Okay. Well, there was another place. I went to a place. It's not the Bat Cave. It's the Bat. No, was it the Mat Cave? My son and I went into the Mat Cave in Albany. We went down and saw Dune in Albany at this cute little theater. There's this theater, Contraband. Have you ever been to it? I think it's called Pix. I think it's called Pix, P-I-X, in Albany. Cool little theater. It's like an old school theater. It's awesome. But yeah, we went down to Pix and saw Dune, which was awesome again. And we walked down to this place called Mat Cave. It's Matt's Kala. The thing I didn't. So here, Mat Cave was okay. Mat Cave is okay. The problem I felt weird in there. I think Mat Cave is definitely a place that locals go. It's definitely a place for locals. People who are just looking for a good comic book shop are not going to go there. I was looking for a comic book shop, to be honest. I was looking for a comic book shop. I was looking for a place I could maybe browse a few comics and stuff. The Mat Cave is definitely not that. I felt weird going in there. They have their front room and they have some games, box games and stuff, which is cool. I love games, don't get me wrong. But then they have some tables. Then they have like a room you go into that there's tables set up and there's just box games scattered all over the place. And then there's like all these. It looks like they have thousands, tens of thousands of comics in there, but they're all up in an area where I felt uncomfortable going back and looking at anything. I don't know if you're supposed to go back there and look or not. I don't know. It just felt really weird. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna pass. It was a weird experience. It definitely did not, it felt more like a clubhouse than a store. If that makes sense. It felt more like you kind of went there to play games and, you know, a place where everybody knows your name, blah, 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 you know, that sort of thing. More than an actual, like, store that you could, that you could actually shop in. There wasn't really any shopping you could. I felt like I couldn't shop in there because I was just like, okay, I don't know. I felt weird about like asking, well, can I look through these comics back here? You know, and then getting the eye like, what, are you an idiot? Of course you can. Or, no, you stupid idiot. We have to go get those for you. I didn't, it was just weird. It was just a weird vibe.
Walk with this much gear.
When I had my comic book shop, it was nothing like that. Let's just put it that way. When I had my comic book shop was set up with the customer in mind that, yeah, I'd help them out with stuff if they needed, but everything was readily, all the back issues, all the new issues, were all put out in a manner where they could find them, they could use them, they could read them, they could do whatever they wanted. So, yeah, I owned a comic book shop in Boise, Idaho for about a year and a half. When my ex-wife and I moved to Boise, Idaho for her job, I had always wanted to own a comic book shop, and I was like, well, hey, it's a good opportunity. It's a new town. They only have one. At the time, they only had one comic book shop in town. It was called Dark Horse Comics, which is kind of ironic since there is a comic book company called Dark Horse Comics. But this Dark Horse Comics was around way before Dark Horse Comics, the comic book company, was. And they didn't publish any comics, so they probably didn't run afoul of any sort of copyright or anything like that. But yeah, I owned a shop there in Boise, Idaho called Capital Comics. I owned it for about a year and a half, and then when my wife and I moved back to Portland, I sold the shop, made a little bit of money on it, sold the shop, and came back to Portland, and yeah. I think it was like 91, 92, 92, 93 maybe. It was fun owning the comic book shop. I mean, you know, especially in the beginning, you aren't gonna. I mean, I was making a little bit of money after my first year, but you know, making a little bit of money when you're the only one working at the store isn't that hard. You know, when you're the only one running the place, and pretty much all you have for overhead is lights, rent, new product, and you might pay yourself a little bit of a dividend or a little bit of a wage. That's not that much. So. But yeah, damn! Look at that large meat. But no, it was a lot of fun. I had a good time owning the comic book shop. But I did, like I said, I set it up with the customer in mind. The customer, I set it up specifically so that customers could easily look at everything, find back issues if they wanted them. You know, I didn't want it to be intimidating because
this pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Comic books have always been a thing where, especially people who are not into comic books, and a lot of people were getting into comic books in the early 90s that had never gotten into comic books before. That's mainly because of the stupid investment bubble that everybody was like, ooh, these comics are going to be worth so much money in the future. Guess what they are. But the investment bubble thing fueled that a lot. So a lot of people were coming in who had never been in a comic book shop before. And honestly, pre-1990s, most comic book shops remind me of what Matt Cave was kind of like. It's kind of dingy. It's kind of it almost feels like you're walking into a warehouse instead of an actual store. That was one thing I really liked about your place there at Contraband Games, is I felt like I was walking into a store. I felt like it was a store where I could shop, I could browse, I could look around. If I had questions, I could ask. But it didn't feel like walking into a warehouse where I didn't know what was going on, and I'd feel weird about asking because I don't want to be that dumb guy who has to ask stuff, you know? People tend to forget that people don't like to ask. People don't like to ask things. Some people do, but a majority of people will not ask questions if they need help. I'm not saying that for everybody, but a lot of people will not, so. I feel that way going into smoke shops. What, feel out of place? Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. When I worked the counter at the smoke shop, when I was actually like up front, when I wasn't behind the scenes, and it's probably one of the most frustrating things for me right now, is the employees we're getting right now, just, they suck so bad. They basically sit on their butt, wait for a customer to come in, give them kind of a nonchalant, hey, what can I get for you? You know, and that's all the interaction they give them. Where, I mean, when I was working the front counter, I don't know. I've always been into retail, so maybe that's me. But when I was working the front counter and I was up in the smoke shop, I would evaluate a person when they came through the door. I knew who my regulars were. I knew what they wanted. If somebody came through the door that I had never seen before, I would greet them in a different way. I'd ask them if I could help them find anything. I'd ask them if they, you know, if they had ever been in a store before. And then, you know, and then from there I would proceed to, you know, help them maybe find something or whatever. But I just don't, I don't get well, employees today just don't care. They're not paid enough to care. Although they're making twice what I made when I started. Heck, they're making, when I started working, I was making $1.48 an hour, I think, and I was thrilled. Thrilled. They're making 16 times more than I was making when I started a job. With no, and I'm talking zero skill job. Zero skill at a zero skill job. I'm not talking professional. I'm not talking you got, you know, highly technical skills that you need or have for a position. Talking zero skill job. They're getting paid good money for it. And they just sit on their butt and do nothing. Me and my coworker had to talk about that today, as a matter of fact. We were just like, we don't understand. I just don't get it. Oh, geez Louise. I just don't get it. Labor relations with old men are, you know, back in my day, we actually worked. These kids these days have no work ethic. They have no work ethic. Hire a motivated, attractive female, double your sales. Well, why do you think pharmaceutical companies and other sales positions? Well, why do you? That's the joke about reps. The representatives for Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds always tend to be mid to late 20s, attractive young ladies. That's what they tend to be. Oh, a cheer for the comic shops. Yes. Yes. And boys and girls, I'm not advocating in any way buying new comics. I got out of the new comic game myself about 4 to 5 years ago because I did not like the direction new comic books were going. But go support your comic book shops and buy old books. Buy the good stuff. Buy the stuff from the 80s, the 90s, even the early 2000s, not too bad. Pretty much anything pre-2010, I wouldn't even waste your money on. They changed the paper, they changed the price, they raised every comic book up to like $3.99, $2.99, $4.99. They started jacking around the price. The whole industry changed in the early 2000s. It just got sad. Got really, really sad. But go support your comic book shops. Buy those older back issues. That stuff is amazing. The old Chris Claremont X-Men. Buy those. Those are some of the best storytelling you will ever experience. You gotta look long and hard for a good comic book these days. You really, truly do. Good comic books are not easy to find. And you don't have to believe me. Go look at their sales data. Go look and see how many comic books they sell. And when you look at that sales data, always remember, if they report 40,000 of a book sold, that's 40,000 they sold to comic book shops. That's not 40,000 people bought that book. And you also have to remember, all those books have variant covers. So if you have 40,000 sold and there's 4 variant covers, that's 10,000 of each variant cover. That's not a lot of books. I mean, there were comic books canceled back in the late 80s and early 90s that were selling over 1 million books because that was low sales volume. Comic books don't even approach 1 million books anymore. There's none. Except manga. Manga approaches 1 million books because guess what? They make decent comic books. They make stuff people want. They make stuff people actually want to read. They've surpassed the American comic book companies just by leaps and bounds. But yeah, modern comic books, they're dead and dying. The thing modern comic books do is they give them an engine to try out new TV shows and new movie ideas on, and that's about it. because there's not a comic book out there today that sells like they used to. There just isn't, except some manga stuff. Except the manga. Closest I ever got to comics was Archie. Yeah, see, I was a big comic book person. I mean, I owned a comic book shop. I worked in a comic book shop from the time I was 17 years old till my early 30s. I had a few other jobs, but that was my main thing until my early 30s. Late 20s, early 30s. And for me, comic books, I mean, I grew up on comic books. I looked up to the heroes in comic books. I love the stories. I love the heroes. I like some of the villains. And it didn't matter. The heroes is a general term. I like the women heroes. I like the men heroes. Heck, I had more favorite female superheroes than male superheroes.
Oh, yeah.
So people who are out there who always are out there crying about, female representation in comic books. Have we forgotten about Storm? Have we forgotten about Rogue? Shadowcat? I mean, go down the list of the freaking X-Men. I mean, half of them are women, and they're all cool. Storm was one of my favorite characters. Shadowcat was one of my favorite characters. I love Kitty Pryde. One of my favorite stories to this day is Kitty Pryde versus Wolverine. The Kitty Pryde Wolverine miniseries is one of my favorite miniseries of all time. See, that's weird. I never was a Jean Grey fan. I don't know what it is. I was never big into Jean Grey. But the Kitty Pryde Wolverine series is amazing. They go to... The brief synopsis of the thing is, they go to Japan, Kitty Pryde is kidnapped, brainwashed, and she's trained by this ninja guy who also trained Wolverine, and she's like this perfect ninja, because not only is she silent, but she can pass through crap. She can pass through stuff. Stuff can pass through her. Guys shoot bullets at her, they ain't hitting her. She's just phasing all over the place. And then she phases out and just slashes you. And the fight between her and Wolverine was great. The end of the series was great. It was just overall just an amazing miniseries. One of my favorites of all time. But yeah, I mean, I love Storm so much. Storm was my favorite. Storm and Kitty Pryde, and then I did love Rogue too. Rogue was amazing. But I loved Dazzler. There was a comic book out called Cloak and Dagger, where Cloak was this dude he was like in this big cloak that had like a void inside of it, sort of like Raven almost. And Dagger was Dagger was like, I think she was like a singer, but she could like shoot light out of her fingers or something. It was like goofy powers, but I love that series. Loved it. But honestly though, Marvel was kind of my secondary. I went real heavy into DC. DC was what I was all about for the longest time. Batman, Superman, Justice League, Flash, Aquaman. I loved Aquaman stuff. Oh my goodness, I loved Aquaman stuff. But yeah, I mean, I was into comic books big time. But about 5, and believe me, I bought a lot of comic books. I have about 10,000 comic books sitting out in my shed right now. Everything from 80s to present. But about, I don't know, 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, I just stopped buying comic books. I stopped buying them altogether. I was trying my best to stick with them, but I kept seeing a slow degrade in not only the quality of the comic books, the quality of the stories, the quality of the art, characters just being changed for no reason whatsoever. You know, instead of establishing new characters and making them something, which they've done for years. I mean, Marvel and DC have introduced and established characters for decades. You don't need to take characters that are already established and change them just to change them. To me, that's just stupid. But you know, I saw that slow progression go, and I saw the writing on the wall, so to speak, and I was like, nope, I'm out. I bought a few independents for a while because I really enjoy a lot of independent writing and artwork and stuff. But even those I just kind of lost interest in. Well, yeah, and I think Contraband, that's why places, well, and I think that's why places like, I think that's why Twitch is flourishing. I think that's why independent video games are flourishing. Because independent video games, yes, a video game costs money to make, don't get me wrong. But comparatively to making a movie about something or a TV show about something, or even getting it published in a writing sort of way, if you want to have a creative outlet to put out a story that you feel passionate about, creating a video game, especially with today's technology, is, by all things being equal, relatively easy to do. And you can do it and have complete creative control over it, get it marketed, maybe get some interest around it, and build up a base, like Hinterland has done with The Long Dark. I think that's the one reason video games are gonna be a alternative form of media that doesn't just die down the road, because there's so much access to being able to create whatever you want with them, which is really nice. Yeah, Stardew Valley is a great example too. Yep, exactly. X-Men animated series returned with a lot of the same voice actors and Jennifer Hale as well. That could be good. It could be good. It could be bad. You never know. I mean, I love the X-Men animated show. I thought that thing was amazing. But then again, I've loved a lot of stuff that they've decided to kill. But yeah, I mean, I definitely say go support your comic book creators. You need to support them now more than ever, because they aren't making it on new comic book sales. Based on comic book sales that I've seen, that I've read about, there's no way they can be making it on comic book sales. It was rough. It was rough to have a comic book shop back in the early 90s, when comic books were selling. You know, you could get in a Rob Liefeld comic and sell 40, 50 copies of it to customers. You'd get in that book. You'd have maybe 20 box customers, and you'd buy another 20 of them to put on the shelf because you knew you could sell them off the shelf. Now there's a lot of comic book shops. They will buy specifically what is on the pull list of their customers, and maybe 2 or 3 copies to put on the shelf at most. And there will be some that they don't even buy to put on the shelf. They only get bought to be put in boxes for the people's pull lists, and that's it. Because they know that of those people who have them on their pull list, maybe 2 or 3 of them won't come in, or 2 or 3 of them will take them out and not want to buy it, and then they'll have to put it on the shelf anyway. So, I can't imagine owning a comic book shop these days. So they are really depending on your back issue business. They really, truly are. They really, truly are depending on back issue business at this point, because that's where they can make some money. That's where you can support them. And you can find a lot of good deals on the back issues, because there's a lot of back issues out there. There's a lot of them out there. You wish your brother saved his comics? Well, the thing is, if your brother had saved his comics, and everybody else's brother saved their comic books, none of them would ever be worth anything. For every person whose mom threw out their comics back in the 60s or 50s, they just made everybody else's comic books worth more money. Because I mean, you look at an issue like let's just take a well-known issue. Probably most of you know that back in the 90s, or back in the 90s, they killed off Superman. The death of Superman. Like, working at a comic book, I just rolled my eyes and went, whatever. I mean, like, they're gonna kill off their biggest franchise guy. Like, they're gonna kill him off permanently. Never gonna happen. But they marketed it real well. The black bag Batman, Superman, forget what it was, 75 or whatever it was. But the black bag Superman issue was the hottest thing around. That thing sold millions of copies. And most of those were to speculators. And yes, that issue is probably still worth something today if you can find the right buyer for it. But honestly, those issues aren't really worth that much anymore, because there's lots of them out there. Goodbye, Olaf Una. Bye-bye. The problem with those issues is that was the height of the speculation bubble. Everybody and their uncle was saving every single issue that you could buy. The reason that the comics from the 50s and the 60s up until they went direct sales in the 70s, the reason those ones are so sought after and those ones are actually worth money is because the way they manufactured comics back in the 50s and 60s is that they would make, say they made 100,000 books. They sent those out to all the stores. The stores never bought the books. They were magazines. The stores would put the books on their shelves. Whatever they didn't sell, they would send back to the manufacturer to be destroyed. So every book that was out there, say they made 100,000 books, and they sold 50,000, well, the other 50,000 were never still out there. Those got sent back to the manufacturer so that the retailer wouldn't have to pay for them, because the manufacturer would basically only charge the retailer for the books they did not return. So all the books got returned to the manufacturer that they didn't sell because they didn't want to pay for them if they didn't sell them, which makes business sense, and they would get destroyed. And that all changed, though, when comic book companies went direct. When they went to direct sales, they would sell the comic book shops and the stores the books. And those guys bought the books and were stuck with the books if they didn't sell. So the whole business changed because now those books never went out of circulation. They never went out of circulation. They're always in circulation. Even if it's sitting in the back of some comic book shop and they have 100 of them sitting in a long box, they're still technically in circulation. They've never gone away. So, someone I know donated the entire original Star Wars action set to my charity organization. It was worth a mint. One stipulation with the donation was I had to break up the set and give it out piece by piece. I was so sad. That's cool though. Were they all packaged figures? Were the figures all packaged still, or were they just loose? Because if they were packaged, that's really sad that you had to break it up. They were packaged still? Oh my god. Oh my god, that makes me so sad too. That makes me really sad. That makes me really sad. I mean, like, how about I just donate $1,000 and buy all those from you? But yeah, Spawn's pretty cool. Spawn was an anomaly in the well, back in the early 90s, there was a big hubbubaloo because the comic book artists were really very pissed off at all the companies, and I'm not saying DC and Marvel weren't doing this, because they were. DC and Marvel were screwing over comic book creators. But that's how it had always been done. It's not like it was a new thing. The comic book artists did not own the rights to their artwork. And that pissed off a lot of the comic book artists, because a lot of the comic book artists like Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane were making comic books famous. If you put out a comic book with Todd McFarlane in it as doing the art, it was going to sell issues, period. Now, a lot of people tend to forget that Todd McFarlane had a very rocky, and I think Todd McFarlane forgets as well, that he had a very rocky start in comic books. Go look up early Todd McFarlane artwork. It's not that great. So guess what? He's not complaining they didn't pay him from that, but he is complaining they didn't pay him for Spider-Man. And yes, I think once Spider-Man took off with Todd McFarlane drawing it, they should have started shelling out some bucks for him. But that's not how comic books worked back then. So those guys got together, created the company Image, where they were like, we'll have all this creative freedom, and they didn't like deadlines either. We'll have all this creative freedom, yay! Well, here's the problem with creative freedom. When you have the creative freedom, they set no deadlines on that creative freedom. So Sam Keith's Max comic, which was very highly reviewed, and I actually liked the Max. I thought it was an interesting idea. Sam Keith's Max comic book, I don't know, did they ever make a second issue to that? None of the books ever came out on time. As a retailer, I hated Image because you could sell a lot of those books when they actually got released, but they never got released. We had to wait so long for extra Wild. Spawn was the only book in the group that even came out on a semi-regular basis. Youngblood, Wildcats, Gen 13, the Max, all those they sucked. They sucked as far as giving us anything new. Well, it's not even like Long Dark Vindictive Minx, because they would let you pre-order the book. You pre-order the book, and then a month later they'd be like, oh, sorry, yeah, it's not going to come out for another few months. Could you just put a pre-order in for it again? It was so frustrating as a retailer. And of course, every person coming in was like, hey, do you guys have do you have the next Wildcats book? Do you have the next Max book? Do you have the next blah, blah, blah? You know, it was like, oh my god, just go away. Just buy Justice League and leave me alone. So that was the problem with Image. And, you know, I like Spawn. I thought Spawn was a fine book. I'm more of a Perez fan, and his art style than Todd McFarlane's art style. Todd McFarlane his art style is good. It's young, it's fresh, it's hip, it's new. It's unrealistic. It doesn't look right. Proportions are all wrong. You know, need I go on? His art style is good, but I never gravitated towards it. I would rather have, you know, George Perez drawing my comic books than Todd McFarlane, to be honest. But that's just me. Todd McFarlane for his time, and Jim Lee as well. They were fine comic book artists. They just could not stick to any sort of deadlines. And that, to me, killed the books with them. It really, truly did. Really, truly did. What Todd did best was the way he said his own name. How did he say his own name? Was it... I remember it was different. It was weird. I'm talking about Raph being CEO and have creative freedom over his own mission project. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing, Vindictive Minx. When you have a small company, it's sort of like being self-employed. The only one that can motivate you when you're self-employed is yourself. If you aren't motivating yourself when you're self-employed, you're not going to be self-employed for very long. But Raph does a great job being a CEO of Hinterland. He keeps us moving forward. He keeps giving us updates. Yes, the updates are a little slow sometimes, the story mode especially. I've said 100 times, I don't care about story mode being slow. To me, story mode is not what this game's about. But, to have your own creative control like that is great. And that's, I think, the thing that's going to keep the video game industry going way longer than a lot of other media forms, because it's very, like I said, it's very inexpensive to make and release a video game. Getting it out there to people is the tough part, but you can make and release a video game with on a pretty small budget if you want to. You can really do it on a pretty small budget, from what I've seen anyway. I mean, I've never made or released a video game, but you know, and it also gives you a lot of creative control. You don't have to be a huge company, like Bethesda or EA Games or anybody like that to make and release games. You don't have to be. Where to make a movie and have it released to a wide audience, you have to be sort of in the club. You have to be one of the bigger guys. Before it's lost to the ether, Perez Art shout out. Oh, Perez Art. Perez Art is amazing. There's a lot of great artists. Perez Art is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and amazing. And let's see. Where do I have it here? Ah, there we go. There we go. This is my pride and joy, boys and girls. my signed George Perez storyteller book. I've actually never opened this. I'm gonna open it right now for you guys. I think I can open it without damaging the seal. This is my signed and autographed George Perez storyteller book. Never even been opened before. Never even opened it before. Signed right on the front by George Perez. Yeah, his artwork, I mean, he did stuff like Logan's Run. He did tons of Teen Titans. His Teen Titans runs were amazing. And of course, the thing that got me into him in the first place, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Crisis on Infinite Earths, and especially that cover right there. Superman holding Supergirl dead when he killed off Supergirl, and the Flash cover where he's holding the psycho dude. Oh man, that was stuff that got. Oh god, his Wonder Woman run. He did a Wonder Woman run as well, which was amazing. He was like a DC. He did Avengers and stuff too. He did Ultra Force. But he is, in my mind, he is one of the best DC artists to ever live. His stuff to me is what got me into comic books. It's sort of like Doctor Who, you know, your first Doctor is your favorite Doctor. Well, George Perez was one of my first introductions ever into comic books, and for me, that sort of cemented what comic books should look like, how they should feel, how they should flow. He did great panels of comic books. But yeah. My first Doctor was not my first. He was too old. Yeah, I even have the boxed Crisis on Infinite Earths with the. Oh, I gotta get this framed at some point. I gotta get this baby framed at some point. Crisis on Infinite Earths, Superman, Death of Supergirl issue. I gotta get that framed at some point. Some point I gotta get that framed, baby. Oh god, can I fold it up right? Did I fold it up right? I folded it up wrong. Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I gotta get this thing framed at some point because I don't want it to get ruined. But yeah, I mean, I love. Oh, I am nerding out. Yeah, George Perez's stuff, and really, Crisis on Infinite Earths. That was a seminal point for comic books for me. Crisis on Infinite Earths was one of the first comic book series to ever introduce the idea of tied-in comic books that. So they had Crisis on Infinite Earths, but there were tie-ins. There were like little appearances of the Crisis beginning in other books, and they weren't big. They never really overdid it. They were small, subtle little hints. They were like people disappearing, characters disappearing, little hints of what was to come. And then they actually had like tie-ins. They didn't even call them crossovers. They called them tie-ins. They had tie-in books back then, and there'd be a Crisis on Infinite Earths tie-in, you know, and it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. That's when I started going to the comic book shops because I couldn't find certain tie-ins, and I was like, I gotta have the tie-in if I'm gonna understand everything that's going on. Which, you know, is what they wanted. They just wanted more money out of my pocket, but I was more than happy at that point to give it to them. But yes, if you've never read Crisis on Infinite Earths, read it. If you've never read Kitty Pryde Wolverine, read it. If you've never read Chris Claremont X-Men, read it. I mean, Chris Claremont X-Men, a lot of those stories are what they have based movies on. The whole Days of Future Past, that was not a movie idea. That was a poorly adapted version of Chris Claremont's Days of Future Past comic book run in the Uncanny X-Men. That was a poor movie adaptation of it. It was nostalgia bait. Let's just put it that way. It was nostalgia bait. Well, see, that's what I loved about comic books, BK. You don't have to read them. So, you don't have to read them. You can look at the pictures and read the little word bubbles. Quote of nostalgia bait. What are we talking about? Atheenon has great hair. One day I hope he tells us how he's got his hair to look like a red maple leaf. Wow. Wow. Wonder Woman back in the day wore his business suit. Exactly. That was perfect, actually. But yeah, enough about me nerding off about comic books. Like I said, I have thousands of comic books in my possession now. And I hope to have thousands more when I actually get a place where I can actually get my comic books out and display them and enjoy them instead of just having them pretty much boxed and stored. That's the dream. I know it's a weird dream, but that's the dream. That's the dream, boys and girls. Look at the pictures, the opposite of reading Playboy for the articles. Hey, I read Playboy for the articles.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
I read Playboy for the articles. Wink, wink. You know, and one thing you can do too is you can pick up the trades. Those support the comic book companies without really supporting the new stuff they're making. But I would recommend buy back issues. There is nothing like the feel of a floppy in your hand. A floppy comic book in your hand. Oh, God. I knew the moment I said that, things were gonna go wrong. I still have dreams of Linda Carter. Oh, God, Linda Carter. I can neither confirm nor deny that Linda Carter was in my dreams at certain times. I can confirm that there was no floppy comic books in my hand when I was thinking of Linda Carter. I'm just digging myself a bigger hole. Oh, God, I can't believe I just said that on stream. Now BK's gonna clip that. Oh, I need food. Oh. I've lost a lot of eyesight due to Linda Carter. No, if that was true, Mark Wars, I would be blind. Oh, God, Linda Carter. Oh, jeez Louise.
Moist, wet, wonderful colors. Colors that lick your lips. Moisture.
Oh my God, what are they selling in that commercial? What are you doing to me, BK? Oh my God, BK, what are you doing to me? Is that legal for me to put up on stream? This is a family-friendly channel. Oh wait, we gotta wait for more?
By Maybelline.
Oh, it's a Maybelline commercial.
And a protective sunscreen to keep your lips very soft, very moist, very wet. And I think that's very wonderful.
Moisture Whip lipstick by Maybelline for long-lasting color.
Good God, am I gonna get a copyright strike for that right there? I'm not showing the picture. I'm pausing it too, so it's not got like continuous play. Good God, she's in a bikini. She's like in a one piece in that. She's in a one piece in it.
Very soft, moist.
I mean, she's very, very attractive young lady. That's all I'm gonna say about her. She's very wonderful. She's very wonderful. Why is that word so moist? So moist? Why is it so gross? Why is moist so gross? I don't know. I have no idea. Why is it so gross? I've never found that word to be gross. You know, old commercials knew what we wanted. They had very sexy women and very hunky dudes selling us guys and gals things that we wanted. Telling us we needed them, not apologizing in the least bit, and being like, you know, this is wonderful. You need to buy it so you can look like me. And knowing that we'd never look like them. I never for one moment thought I'd ever look like Michael Knight from David Hasselhoff from Knight Rider. You know, I never thought for one moment, but you know, I could dare to dream, god dang it.
Fire.
I could dare to dream. I could dare to dream that I would one day have hair and a physique, and the women would be fawning over me like they did over Michael Knight, because I could hope that I would one day be as cool as David Hasselhoff. Did that ever happen? No. At best I get maybe we get up to David Arquette level. Not saying that David Arquette's a bad-looking man, but he's no David Hasselhoff. I'm sorry. He just isn't. But, you know. I was trying to find another David name that you would know. Okay, maybe I could approach David Spade. Maybe I could approach a David Spade. You know, in looks and being cool. Although David Spade was pretty damn cool. I cannot deny. I cannot deny. But he was no David Hasselhoff. You cannot hassle the Hoff, boys and girls. You can't hassle with the Hoff. This is what it is. Well, David Hasselhoff is very popular in Germany. But then again, Germany is about, you know, it's like Canada. It's like 10 years behind all of our popular stuff. It becomes popular over there, right? But, you know, hey, back in the day, that's what they sold us. They sold us the illusion. I like being sold the illusion. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the illusion. And if I, you know, gives me something to aspire to. He was Bud from Married with... Oh, okay, so that was Bud from Married with Children. Yes! Yes, thank you. That's a good reference. That's a good reference. You got the deep cut going on there, my friend. I had forgotten about David. I can't even say his last name. What is his last name? David Fulstino? Is it David Fulstino? Yeah, I remember David Fulstino. I always felt akin to him. See, I always felt more like David Fulstino than I felt like David Hasselhoff. Faustino. I always felt more like him than David Hasselhoff. So, I definitely more, it felt akin to him. That's for sure. He became a rapper? What? He became a rapper, I think, in the show. I see I entered during the nostalgia portion of the stream. Yes, we've been talking about comic books. We've been talking about... Damn, Linda Carter looked really good in that commercial. I think I have to go back and watch that again.
Moist, wet, wonderful colors.
Oh, that's all she had to say. Moist, wet, wonderful colors. I just had to go back and see her. God, she was gorgeous. Holy crap. How can you look at Linda Carter and not go, holy crap, she was gorgeous. Holy crap. I have to stay seated for the next 30 minutes. How do I do the thing to shout people out? I want to shout out a new Long Dark streamer recommended by Rob Sachs. He's a baby streamer, new Long Dark. Just type his name in chat. I will give him a shout out. Wonder Womans. Just give me the name and I will give him a shout out. It's not a problem. And our fire just got blown out. Thanks, fire. Linda Carter and Charlie Andrews, ladies, got us through a lot. Oh, you know who Okay, this will date me completely. God. Good God, now I'm having a huge brain fart. But the gal from Buck Rogers, the gal from Buck Rogers got me through a lot of my times as a young man. Got me through my youth. Played Wilma Deering. What was her name? Was it Erin Gray? I want to say it was Erin Gray. Was it Erin Gray? I think it was Erin Gray. And Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Not that so much, but remember back in Battlestar Galactica? The original Battlestar Galactica? Jane Seymour, that was my first introduction to her. Domino from Bond, yes. Swing! Yeah, Jane Seymour, Erin Gray, Linda Carter, Charlie's Angels, Farrah Fawcett, Cheryl Tiegs. Yeah, Jane Seymour was ethereal. I wanted to marry Jane Seymour. I was in love with Jane Seymour. She still is ethereal. She's still gorgeous. I mean, good God. Even today, she's gorgeous. But yeah, Jane Seymour back in the day. She and Linda Carter were my top two. Erin Gray was right up there as well. Now we're talking about our youth and the women who got us through. The women who got us through. Now ladies, let's not leave you out of the conversation. What men were the men that got you through back then? What were the men that caught your eye? I'm not talking boy bands. I'm not talking about boys. I'm talking about men in shows. Or hey, if you like the ladies, what ladies? But I'm talking about like men or women that got you through those younger years that made you go, I like them. Archie Bunker got you. Oh, wow, Archie Bunker. A shout out for the Archie man. Well, there you go. I mean, we could be talking like John Travolta. We could be talking about, Henry Winkler. Come on. Despite how Henry Winkler looks today, the Fonz, man. I looked up to the Fonz as a kid. I thought the Fonz was the coolest. I thought he was the coolest dude back then. Scott Bakula. Come on, Scott Bakula. Quantum Leap, baby. Oh man, the entire reason I watched the new Star Trek. Oh, Tom Selleck, Magnum PI, baby. Oh yeah. The whole reason I watched the Enterprise show was because Scott Bakula was in it. That is the only solitary reason that I watched it. I watched it for nothing else other than Scott Bakula. I mean, I watched it for Scott Bakula and I stayed for Paul. Don Johnson. Oh, heck yeah. Didn't have a TV growing up. Yeah, well, that book got us to Archery 5, baby. Oh, yeah. So Richard Dean Anderson. Oh, I loved MacGyver. MacGyver was like my favorite. I like Quantum Leap, but didn't have the hots for Scott Bakula. Well, and that's the thing, is everybody's taste. Taste in people is like taste in comic books, taste in music, taste in movies, taste in everything else. You're either going to like it, or you're not going to like it. And nothing people can say will ever change that. Mick Mullet was a point of viewing for me.
Feels like night is coming.
Mullet Guyver. Oh, I love MacGyver. MacGyver was good until he started wearing tennis shoes. And you can quote me on that. MacGyver was good until the tennis shoes were gone, or until he started wearing tennis shoes. While he was wearing the work boots, it was a good show. After he stopped wearing the work boots, it wasn't a good shoe. It wasn't a good show anymore. Once he started wearing tennis shoes, the show just went downhill from there. It just started. You can take that to the bank. You can take that to the bank. That's when that show changed. Yeah, it jumped the tennis shoe. It jumped the tennis shoe. It didn't jump the shark, it jumped the tennis shoe.
Any of this gear.
By the way, for those of you wondering why I'm staying here, this is a amazing. The ravine is one of the most amazing places in the game. There are no predators in this zone. There are multiple deer in this zone, and I need deer pelts really badly. I don't have many deer pelts right now, so I'm here mainly for the deer pelts. Unfortunately, I do not have a deer out here. I've been remiss in picking up my coal and my birch bark, but we're gonna do that. Oh, now I have the hiccup. That's great. Yeah, the static deer spawns are kind of glitched right now, which kind of sucks. That does make me sad. But we're gonna get over that. Here in Brazil, we had Claudia Ria and Carla Perez. Who's interested? You can look them up. I'm interested. I'm interested. Of course. Greatest American Hero. Oh, I love that show. Where his powers didn't work all the time. That was great. Greatest American Hero. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. That was a great show. That one got a little corny fast, but I love that show. I love it. It was such a great and horrible show. Yeah, it was great and it was horrible all at the same time. That first arrow didn't even hit, but it broke on the rock. So I knew I had overshot. Oh yeah, wow, I way overshot on that deer. Usually if you shoot a deer while he's in the motion of eating, you'll get a lot better chance of killing him in a single shot. There we go.
I'm not gonna be able to carry.
The song was on the radio, but hey, I was singing my own rendition version of it. So, live renditions of songs, especially since I really didn't probably sing it right, doesn't really matter. You can those are free to you if you wish to use them. So. Yeah, the superhero with the Tony perm. Yep.
Felt so cold in my life.
You did word for word, yeah, but I was not on key. That's the thing, is I was not singing the right notes. I was not singing the right notes, so that probably gets me off the hook there. And it was a live version. Actual real librarian with a 40-month resub. Thank you so much.
40 months. 40. Haven't been able to make.
Oh, that's all right, my friend. I'm glad you're here now.
For everyone.
So this was the Greatest American Hero back in the day. Oh, wow, that's a horrible picture. That was. This is what the Greatest American Hero. That was the Greatest American Hero. There's the cast of the Greatest American Hero. I forget who that dude is. He was in a lot of stuff in the 80s. I forget who that was, but he was in a lot of movies in the 80s. But wow, she was very cute. But yeah, that was Greatest American Hero back then. Perm hype. I know, only in the 80s would you get a superhero with a tight, curly perm. Where was this costume on Halloween? Ooh, that's a great idea. That show really should have lasted longer. The writing just was bad. The writing was just bad on that show. I'm sorry. The show had a great idea, but it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Just cut my XM radio bill from $21.88 to $7.97 a month. How'd you do that? How'd you do that? That's cool. Check out Vera Fisher. What's a Vera Fisher? What is a Vera Fisher? Born 19. She was born in Brazil. Actor, producer, known for The Clone. I've never seen her before in my life. Pretty lady though. Wow. Very pretty lady. Yeah, I've never seen Vera Fisher before. Another Brazilian 80s legend. Oh, so she was from the 80s too. I gotcha. I gotcha. Why did all the good stuff happen back in the 80s? All the good stuff happened in the 80s. Is that just me being old? That's probably me just being old. All the good stuff happened in the 80s. You know, back in the 80s, all the good stuff happened. Sofia Varga, she's not in the 80s. Who is she? Is she somebody? Is she a modern day actress? I'm not real hip on pop culture, boys and girls, so I only know old stuff from when I was young. I only know the old stuff from when I was young. I was young and things were beautiful. Things were great. You happened in the 80s, so you can't argue that great things happened in the 80s. See, exactly. Exactly. You happened in the 80s. So I lived through the 80s, so great things did happen in the 80s. All right, let's harvest all this meat up. Boop-a-doo. Yeah, I love TV shows back in the 80s. Airwolf, Knight Rider, A-Team. I hate it when a plan... I love it when a plan comes together. I hate it when a plan doesn't come together. But I love it when a plan comes together. George Papard. Oh my god. I remember my first time seeing The Dirty Dozen. What a great movie. Speaking of George Papard, what a great movie The Dirty Dozen was. What a great movie The Dirty Dozen was. That was such a great flick. Where are movies like that these days? Although I will say, Dune, go see it. If you've not seen Dune, go see it. I'm actually going to be going and seeing Ghostbusters tomorrow night. I'm hoping that it's good. My significant other is a year older than you. Can we have the argument Ath isn't old? I'm old. I'm old. I won't argue that. I will not argue the fact. I will not argue the point that I'm old because I know I'm old. I know I'm old. My body is getting older. I've heard Dune was a bit of a snore. What was your favorite part about it?
Come on,
yes, it is not action-packed, actual real Hyperion. The things I liked about it are that it is a world-building film. They're building the world. I appreciate, especially knowing that it's a part one. I appreciate the time they've taken to build the world, to give us to introduce us to the characters, and not just try to like hurry things along to get to the action. I appreciate that about it. I think that the characters were very well introduced. You grew to know who they were, what their motivations were. I wish they had gone a little bit more into the Bene Gesserits. and gave us a little bit more of background on them, but they didn't. But we got a little bit of a sneak peek at them. I sort of had to talk to my son a little bit about it because it doesn't really it doesn't go into what I mean. The Bene Gesserit thing is a whole like subplot within the subplot within the subplot, because the Bene Gesserits are basically the ultimate power in the universe. They've been breeding people for thousands of years, trying to bring about this like superhuman that will be able to transcend space and time, which they talk about a little bit in the movie. But the big thing with the Bene Gesserits is they then want to control that being, which is kind of odd that the main reason they're upset with Paul being that possible being more has to do with him being a man than anything else, because they wanted it to be somebody who would be like pliable within their order, and males are not allowed really to be in the Bene Gesserit order. It's an order of females. And so it's kind of an interesting dynamic, especially if you know where the books go down the line. It's really cool. Yeah, aka the eugenics. Yeah, they are. They're like, they are. They totally are. I can't even say that word. Eugenics. I know it's eugenicist Jedi nuns. That's pretty much what they are. And I like that House Atreides and their soldiers know a sign language and other languages. But you got to also remember the premise of the movie is it takes place in the year 10,000, 5 times longer than, or 4 times. Well, if you're going off the modern age, we're in the year 2000. So basically, 5 times as long as we've had since 0 BC, basically. Since after, you know, since we've started basically keeping track of that calendar. So it's like eugenesis. See, I don't track with eugenicists, so I don't like saying that word. I disavow them. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, you'd think in that time they would come up with a lot more stuff. And the one thing I was kind of like not happy about is they really, I like how some of the other adaptations have taken their own look at what the spacing guild looks like. Because one thing you have to also remember is that the spacing guild, the reason spice is such a big deal, there's no wolves here. The reason that spice is such a big deal is not only does the spacing guild use spice to kind of enhance, well, to basically traverse space and time and create wormholes, but the Bene Gesserits also use spice as well. Spice is like a drug that it extends life. It also grants you kind of superpowers in a way, which kind of always makes me wonder why don't more of the desert people of Arrakis have like cool powers, but maybe it's because they don't refine the spice. That may be the reason. I don't know. But yeah, no, I appreciated the world building. It is, if you're looking for an action-packed movie, it's not action-packed. There are action scenes in it. And there's fight scenes and stuff like that in the movie, but it is not all about that. So it's not all about the action in Dune. I thought for what they wanted to do, I think it was very well done. Now, if they never come out with a part 2, I'm going to be pissed. But hopefully the movie does well enough that they will come out with a part 2 and continue it on. Return of the Jedi. What a masterpiece. What a masterpiece. God, Return of the Jedi was so good. The Return of the Jedi is what is failing in modern movies today. That temptation to the dark side, the struggle between good and evil, the Emperor basically being like, yes, we know about your plans. We know what's going on. We aren't stupid. We aren't a stupid, faceless bad guy. We know what's going on. Oh, man. That movie was so great. And you got the Ewoks. You got a few jokes in it, but the jokes aren't, like, every second. There's actually poignant moments in Return of the Jedi that you can point to. You just had the craziest run ever.
No,
what?
I got excited because it was Star Wars.
What run did you have? Yeah, but compared to the Star Wars trash that they've chewed out in the last, oh, I don't know how many years, Return of the Jedi is a masterpiece at this point. I look at the time, actual real hype period, I will agree. I think out of the 3 movies, it is probably the weakest, but I look back more fondly on Star Wars now than in Return of the Jedi in particular. I look back way more fondly on it now than I ever have before. I look back at some of those moments they had in it where, you know, Leia, you know, Luke reveals to Leia that she's, you know, that he's not the last Jedi, that he's not the only, you know, that just all those moments where they reveal things, where he reveals to her that you know, my father was strong in the Force, I am, my sister is, and that realization, you know, it's like the search your feelings stuff, you know, where they have that. There's just moments like that. Yeah, the Mandalorian saved Star Wars. I mean, Mandalorian saved Star Wars. I'm a fan of Rogue One. Rogue One though, even Rogue One, I cannot remember the main character's name. And I saw the movie twice. And if you tortured me, I could not remember any of the names of the people in it. All I remember is Darth Vader laying waste to everybody at laying waste to everybody at the end of the movie. That's all I can remember. The first part of Rogue One was a little boring, but honestly, the characters were a little flat for me in ways, but that's just for me. Oh, jeez Louise. Yeah, I mean, for me, that Darth Vader scene is what I had always wanted to see Darth Vader do. We got a little taste of it in Revenge of the Sith, where we had the Luke and, I mean, really the prequels had some great lightsaber duels in them, unlike the original trilogy. But in Rogue One, we actually got to see Darth Vader at the height of his power, using not only lightsaber and battle techniques, but using battle force powers and just tossing guys around. And we got to see that again with Luke in The Mandalorian, which is, I think, one of the things that just is so endearing about that scene with him, is we got to see him just wade, and it also set the bar, too, because the Mandalorian himself had trouble taking down one Shadow Trooper. And Luke walked in and basically took them all down, which just kind of just elevated. It made you go, oh my God, Jedis are actually powerful. Actually powerful. And that was just like, wow, that's cool. I love how they did that. That was really good. Episode 1, latest trilogy. Who would guess what would happen? Yeah. I mean, I will say, I went into the first of the new trilogy with hope. And I left it going, okay, I see what they're trying to do. They're passing the torch. They could have done things a lot better. I think it would have been a more, if they wanted to kill Han Solo, just bear with me for a minute. I think the death of Han Solo was the most worthless, cheap way out to ever kill him. If they wanted to kill Han Solo, and they wanted to have some sort of momentous thing on Kylo Ren, and honestly, I hate Kylo Ren ever taking his mask off. That just bothers me beyond all belief, because he looked like a whiny emo boy. That's all I could... Whenever I saw Kylo Ren on screen after he took his mask off, and even when he had his mask on after he took it off, all I could think is, oh my god, would someone just spank this whiny emo boy and tell him, you just need to grow up. But if they wanted to kill Han off, and I know Harrison Ford sort of wanted to be gone from the movies and stuff, but if they wanted to kill Han off and have it have some sort of, like, impact on Kylo Ren's character, they could have had a very similar scene, had a fight between the two, had Han somehow get knocked off the platform or something, and then, you know, have a fight between him and Kylo, and Kylo kind of holding back because it's his dad, and him having conflicted feelings about it, and then somehow Han gets knocked off of the platform, and at the very end, Kylo has like this oh crap moment. I'm killing my dad. He tries to save him, hanging on to him, and his father going, you know, and Han going, it's okay, my son, you can let go. It's okay. You need to save yourself. Let go. You know, something like that. And then having him, you know, and then having Han in the classic fashion stop hanging on to Kylo, and having Han fall into the void and die. And that would have been like, and I think there's not a fan out there who would not have been like, okay, you killed Han Solo, but damn, you did it good. You did it good. You made his death an impactful moment on Kylo's life, an impactful moment on the series. You gave him that hero's death, that hero's finality, which just having Kylo stab him and him going, I love you, son, I felt nothing. I felt disgusted at it. I felt disgusted the way that they basically just shuffled off the old characters. It just made me go, ugh. But, you know, yeah, a cheap ending for a legend. I mean, and I took it, and the reason I'm so passionate about that is out of all the characters in the original canon, Han Solo was my favorite. I loved the rogue, I loved the sort of flippant attitude, I loved the kind of, like, you could tell he cared, he didn't want to care, but when the chips were down, he was in, and he did care, and he gave a crap. I love that aspect of his character. I could see parts of myself in him. I could see parts of myself in Leia, being that strong character who is kind of like sneaky. She kind of has the down low on what's going on. Kind of like she has a little bit of that flippant like attitude of, oh, that's just so mean. That's just so mean. She has kind of that flippant attitude of just kind of dismissive of Han in so many ways. Yet she kind of falls for him too. But see, that's the thing is, I agree with Izum. I think that the offing of not only Han but Leia and Luke were all intentional. They were all done for a purpose. They were all done to elevate a character, other characters, and they were hoping to God that we would all fall in love with Poe Dameron and I can't even remember the other guy's name. Finn, I think his name's Finn, and Mary Sue Ray. Mary Sue Ray. They were all hoping we'd fall in love with them, and I can't say I did. And if you enjoy the trilogy, I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy the trilogy. If you enjoy it, great. I'm happy you found something to make you happy. I just couldn't do it. And I've seen all the films. I've seen them all. And I could never get into them as much. It's sad too because I think that there was a story to tell. I think they kind of shot themselves in their own foot. And when Mandalorian came around, Mandalorian kind of pulled it back from the edge because a lot of people like myself were just done. We're just done. And when Rogue One came out, I had a little bit of hope. And then the rest of the stuff came out, and I was kind of like, oh. And when Mandalorian came out, Mandalorian gave us a little bit of hope. Yeah, they deployed their own lightsaber into their groin. Yeah, pretty much. Well, they had a message they wanted to deliver with Star Wars, and they wanted it to be their message, and that's great, you know. I sort of had a feeling. My first tremor of doubt with Disney owning Star Wars was them going and saying, well, none of the books, all the source material that's out there is canon anymore. It is all legends. We're going to rename it as Legends. And that, to me, was the shot across the bow saying, we are going to do with these characters what we want to do with these characters, and we are not going to be beholden to anything that has come before. The 30, 40 years worth of stuff that has come before, we are not going to be beholden to any of that. Except for the original trilogy and the prequels. We aren't really going to be held to any of it. And I guess Clone Wars as well. I guess Clone Wars slips in there too. That was where I got a little scared. Because you take away all that stuff, and you take away a lot of great stories. And it just made me go, well, what are you going to do then? And then for them to come out, and I've seen interviews of them coming out and saying, we don't have the source material. We don't have this stuff. And it's like, what are you talking about? You have 30 to 40 years worth of stuff that people have created and developed and told stories about. And you're complaining that you don't have enough source material? You decanonized all this stuff, so who do you have to blame that you have no source material? You have it all sitting there. You have it all waiting for you. You had it teed up on a plate. All you had to do was make a movie that honored Han, Luke, and Leia. Maybe Londo, throw Londo in there too. Honored them, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Chewbacca. Have all of them make grand exits, where their exits are rememberable, and where they pass the torch to the next generation. And they didn't do it. They failed the handoff. That torch, in my opinion, was never passed. It just wasn't passed properly. But hey, one thing, the new trilogy of movies, one thing that it did make me do is it made me go back and watch the prequels and the original series again. And for the first time in my life, I actually came out of watching the prequels and going, wow, those were pretty good. I was never a big prequel fan. I never was. And for me, it made me go back and go, wow, the prequels are not that bad. They did a pretty good job. The only thing Lucas did right after 83 was fall in love with Linda Ronstadt. And I think it's because even though the prequels are bloated, the acting is a little flat. Christian, whatever his name, Christian Hayden or whatever his name is pretty flat. Ewan McGregor's great in him. I thought the acting by both him and what's her name, who played Padme, who everybody thinks is really hot. Hayden Christensen, thank you. The gal who played the Padme gal. I didn't ever really think she was that cute. There was, I think, too many people. I think it kind of disgusted me that there was a lot of people waiting for her to turn 18 to start getting all excited about her. But that's neither here nor there. But their acting was a little flat, but the story behind all of that, Natalie Portman, thank you. My best friend, she loves Natalie Portman. She's like, she is so gorgeous. She's so beautiful. And I'm like, she's okay, I guess. I mean, you know, she's okay. I never found her to be like that hot girl. I don't know. But that's more personal taste. That's neither here nor there. That's personal taste. But honestly, you know, the stories in the prequels were really good. They had good world building. I think I'm an older moviegoer now, and I have different ideas of what I want my movies to be like. And I like a movie now that has some good story building. It did get long-winded. It got long-winded. So you reached Revolver level 5, but it's underwhelming. Oh no. What are the stats on Revolver level 5? I've always been curious. What are the stats? I read a disturbing theory on Reddit today about Vader's death scene. Care to hear it? A disturbing... What? About his death scene? What's this disturbing theory? Oh god, don't be killing more of my stuff. Don't be killing more of my stuff. Did Vader live too, just like the Emperor? He got thrown into a shaft, and then he got blown up by the Death Star exploding. But somehow he lived to the new movies because things. Even Jar Jar is deeper than the sequel characters, yeah. Love him or hate him, Jar Jar's a deep character. So what's the theory, Texan comrade? And yes, Smelly Fries, I want to know I want the rundown on what revolver skills are. Okay, 50% less durability use, per use, moderate aim assist, recoil compensation of 70%, struggle effectiveness 30%, plus 5% repair. This kind of meh. That is kind of meh. Michael Myers has lived how many times now? Exactly. So Luke was the only non-Empire person on the Death Star, right? The only rebel to land. Okay. Okay, I'm with you so far. Jar Jar was hilarious. Jar Jar, Misa think that this movie is stupid. I don't know what to think, but Misa think it's bad. Misa think it's not good. Misa think I say a Misa too much. Okay, hold on one second. Mr. Dunk with the 6-month resub. Tayami, I'll answer that in just a moment. And yes, I did play Darkest Dungeon for a little bit. It was kind of fun. Not my style of game, but it was fun. So you're in Germany now, 345. Thank you, Sir Dunk, for that 6 months. I got to get to this comment before it disappears because I was going to read it. Slowly, it's now 3:45. Slowly I go to sleep. But could you tell me, please, about any new updates about the game? Because I don't have much time to attend updates. I don't either, my friend. But they have not updated survival yet. They have updated the story mode to Chapter 4. The survival update should come out sometime early December, is my guess. Sometime before probably between the 1st and the 14th of the month, we'll get the survival update. Because usually they take a Christmas break towards the end of the month, and they'll probably want a week or so to fix any bugs that might happen. So hopefully, early December, we'll get the update to survival mode. So, I think Icarus is open already. There are several people who have early access keys. I don't know actually if Icarus... Excuse me. I don't know if Icarus is actually open for me or not. Most likely each other or civilians fighting for spots on the evacuation ships, probably. That is a true... yeah, who are the stormtroopers shooting in the background? Okay, I shared the stats. I'm back to snaring rabbits. Have fun. All right, Smelly Fries. Have a good one. Posture check. I hope you get all those. I was sort of hoping the master perk would allow you to move while aiming. That would have been awesome. Can't pass 10 days in Interloper. So different than other modes. Oh, Interloper is a completely different beast. Completely different beast from every other mode of this game. There is not another mode of this game that even comes close to Interloper. That's a standard mode. I'm talking standard modes. I'm not talking custom. Not talking custom games. I'm talking standard modes. There's not another one that even comes close to Interloper. Interloper is just such a different beast. Hey, Tay, no problem, no problem. Get some rest. Go get some rest, my friend. It's late there. You gotta get your sleep, buddy. You gotta get your sleep. You gotta get rested. Gotta do your stuff and things. Speaking of rest and getting rested, past time for an hour. I think I'm actually gonna knock off. I was gonna play a little bit of Red Dead tonight, but I am really tired. It's been a long freaking week for me. I'm kind of curious though.